All right. We are live at the Diddy trial. Diddy is not guilty, found not guilty really quickly. He is requesting to be immediately released. And from what I'm hearing, Cassie and a few other people are saying not at all. They want him to remain behind bars, basically. So we waiting on this verdict to come on through. I need y'all to get on in here. Get the likes up on the video. Make sure y'all like the video. I'm going to play the little intro really quickly, and we're going to come right back to get right on into this because I got some things I want to share with y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get into it.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Come on. That's right. Okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, Blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we are. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up. Then it bust it open, lift it up. Yeah. Come on, lift it up. Then it bust it open for your B-O-Y. Then it for your rockin' for your lift it up, baby. Mix it with your bust or not.
Come on, Blaze. You know.
Drop me a nasty beat.
What's up, y'all? What's up? I told y'all I had to get off because I had to go get my nails did. I mean, it is a holiday weekend, you know what I mean? And I had a nail right here that was broke. So I decided to brighten the color and go and get my nails done. But I'm back, and I'm glad I did that because as soon as I got off, shout out to my beautiful mom, Miss Parker. She called me and said that Mims announced that they will be back at 5 to deal with this whole Diddy bail not guilty thing. And I was like, bet, that'll give me perfect timing to do what I need to do. I will be still doing Basketball Wives. I don't know if I'll get it done tonight after this. If not, it'll be out tomorrow for sure. But either way, we got to put that on hold because this is more important. What is going on here? Hold on 1 second.
Check 1 2. Mic check. Check 1 2. Mic check.
Boy, if you don't get your herb guided little step cousin looking boy, I thought you were saying something. That boy checking the mic. But anyway, yeah. So what I was saying, I will be doing Basketball Wives. If it won't be tonight, definitely tomorrow. So you will get that. But right now, we got bigger fish to fry. Okay, right now, and that big fish is the diddler. Now, Diddy immediately found not guilty. Well, not immediately, but he was found not guilty on the RICO charges. He was found not guilty on, and we're going to go down the charge really quickly just to be, so we can have our integrity intact with our commentary skills or commentating skills. Y'all get on in here and get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. Here are the charges, and this is what he was found guilty and not guilty on, okay? So now, it's according to the charges in the verdict, Count 1, racketeering conspiracy, he's found not guilty. Count 2, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, he's found not guilty. Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution, that he's found guilty on. Count 4, trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, not guilty. And count 5, transportation to engage in prostitution, and that is a guilty verdict. Now, if you guys don't know what these counts are that he's found guilty on for commentary purposes, the Mann Act. Basically going from one place to another with the commission or for the commission of having some sort of sexual relations, okay? That's what this is all about. And if you want me to, the way that I see it, it seems like he's guilty of picking up some prostitutes and doing what he got to do and going across state line with him and come back. Now, I get it. A lot of people are emotionally attached to this trial, as it does touch a lot of people in a lot of ways because of the nature of the trial. However, if Diddy was not Diddy and this was a random Joe Schmo, this random Joe Schmo wouldn't even be waiting on why he shouldn't be let out of jail. This random Joe Schmo would be going home. And let me tell you why. Because number one, after he's been found not guilty on all these felonious, serious, crazy charges, and the final two charges are the lesser charges. Listen to me out. Hear me out. He's never had any priors. He's never been in trouble. On paper, I take out what you know about Diddy and look at what's happening in documentation. On paper, Diddy has not been in trouble before. This is his very first offense on paper. So with that being said, technically, if Diddy was a Joe Schmo off the street, Diddy wouldn't even be discussing with nobody about bail because they would have gave him the bail as soon as he was found not guilty on the other charges. Okay? So if we're being fair and honest with ourselves, the fact that we are sitting here wondering if he's going to get bail, it's messed up. But again, this ain't the first thing that's messed up in the trial. And I hate to help up for Diddy. This is not to help up for Diddy, but it's just being fair, because this is going to be what starts happening to you when they arrest you for your Mann Act. Okay, so I need you to understand how this works on Diddy. So when it happens to you or your loved ones, you see what I'm saying? And I don't mean to put that over nobody's head, because what I'm saying is it's coming to a hood near us. So when it comes to us, this is the type of things that these people are going to do. And they're going to reference this case to say, this is why we should do it. Okay? I'm just telling you what it is. So with that being said, those are the charges. Now, you know, after Diddy was found not guilty, a lot of things transpired. But one thing caught my mind, and I could not go without sharing it with you guys. Okay? Y'all get the likes up on the video. And it will forever, for me, I can't speak on nobody else, but for me, it will forever be, hold on, this. So apparently, people were outside the courtroom screaming more oil and squirting it all over each other. Check it out.
I don't know what she's gonna do, y'all.
Now, y'all know good and well that was the neighborhood crackhead. They all look the same. I don't care what hood they from. Y'all know good and well that lady right there sell ass on the weekends and smoke crack during the week. You know that. But either way, more oil is what's going on. Armand is out there. He's draped in oil. You know, his thing is more oil. I hope he copyrighted that or something, or trademarked it, or I don't know what you do to it. But whatever it is, I hope he did that, because that is a real slogan. But yeah, Armand is out there hollering more oil. Okay. I think it's a thing. I mean, people are laughing. Some people think it's too much. I don't know. I don't know. What you guys think? Tell me.
Y'all are fucking wildin'. Armand! Look. Armand is a fucking mess. Armand is a fucking mess. You're a fucking
Not more oil.
It's a fucking mess.
So that's Armand and the crew out there bathing and lathering themselves in baby oil. Or where I'm from, we say baby oil. But either way, Armand is out there having a good time. Armand did his thing during this whole trial. Maybe he just feel like it's time to let his hair down and get out here and squirt some oil on himself. I think it's cute. You know, it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, it's black people. I knew when they said they was outside squirting baby Earl, I knew it was black people. White folks probably ain't seen baby Earl until this trial. Okay. So I knew when they said it was somebody outside the courthouse squirting baby Earl all over the place. I didn't need to see. I knew it was niggas. I just knew it. I know my people. You know what I'm saying? I know me and I know my people. So I think the only shock to me was that it was Armand. But other than that, it was just like, okay, yeah, we're right on schedule for this thing, right? So yeah, now the crackhead lady, I don't know where she came from. I don't know really what's going on with that. But I do know, hold on. They made the news, y'all. They made the news. The lady, I guess they saw them out there with the oil and they decided to do a news conference on this because they couldn't believe it. They could not believe that these niggas was out there lathering in baby Earl. Hold on. Look. Y'all think I'm lying. Look. Oh, and we're going to get into right quick Cassie asking to have Diddy's vote bail not have him have bail. I'm sorry. What's wrong with me? Look at the news, girl.
That is happening inside of a courtroom. No, instead, I kid you not, people are pouring baby oil on one another outside this courthouse. Baby oil having a very big play in the freak-offs we heard about. You have people saying it's not RICO, it's FRICO. You've got applause coming when the mother of Sean Diddy Combs, Miss Janice, got out of the vehicle just a few moments ago, really, behind us and walked inside to elated cheers and her greeting the crowd. Every time the family, the children, the 6 adult children come in, 3 boys and 3 girls, they are met by cheers. And also at times throughout the course of trial, met by scathing and disrespectful comments as well. A lot of profanity, but etiquette that is happening inside of a courtroom. No, instead, I kid you not, people are pouring baby oil on one another outside.
She said, I kid you not. That means she's flabbergasted and disgusted. But either way, yeah, I knew it was some niggas out there. But yeah, that's what CNN said. Black people who are embarrassed, I understand. Black people who celebrating, I guess I understand. I don't know. It was just something. I just hope that this doesn't put a bad stain on Armand, because I know he's trying to get in that crowd with those folks. And I hope him lathering himself in baby Earl don't have the people say, wait, are we sure? You know what I mean? That's all, because he worked hard for all that. But other than that, he deserved to let his head down and do his big one. But I just feel like people in general are fake. Now, all this trial, Diddy mama, Diddy family been showing up to this trial. And ain't nobody nowhere been saying nothing. If anything, the only thing we've heard is Armand asked Diddy's mama if he could drink her bath water. Okay. And then now, since the verdict has come back the way it is, people being as fake as they are, they decide that now is the time for us to go on and be fake and applaud for Miss Diddy mama as she walked through the court. And look at her. She's just loving it. Look. Yes.
Thank you so much, beautiful.
that was the fake crowd backpedaling and pee-popping on the handstand because now Diddy is found to be not guilty, okay? And honestly, I think everybody should pay attention. Pay attention to how people can be one way when the masses say, and then another way when the masses shift. I just want y'all to pay attention to that. But more importantly, I also want us to pay attention to this, the hypocriticalness of this all. At the end of the day, that's that boy mama. His mother and his children should be elated that he's coming home. Just like you niggas be happy when your cousin who had popped that dude around the corner and everybody know he popped the other dude too. When y'all throw the barbecue for that cousin, don't nobody say nothing. Diddy's family is supposed to react and be happy that he's coming home. That's their breadwinner. That's their bread and butter. I may not like that Diddy coming home, but that's their daddy. That's her son. Come on now. Can we at least extend that grace? At first it was, oh my God, the children. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Now people so mad. Now they going after the children. Let me show you. They was outside the courthouse dancing or whatever. And people was upset about that. As if that's not these children daddy. Girl, people is crazy. These are these children. This is these children's father. I don't care if he's a serial unaliver. I don't care if he's Freddy Krueger. I don't care who he is. This is those children's father. They are doing what they're supposed to do. Celebrate the fact that my father, I'll have a chance to see him again. Are we okay? Like, I guess F the children now. That's what I've been seeing on Twitter and stuff. Look. And on Instagram.
How happy he is.
Hey, yo, we love y'all. We love everybody watching. So happy. Pop's coming home. God bless. God bless the whole world.
What was going through your head when the verdict was read? Happy.
Joining me now, Arena Roy. Once court was adjourned, family members.
Justin gonna continue to throw that trash song down our throat. We is not buying that song, boy. But either way, they were happy that their daddy coming home. I mean, that anybody would be happy that their daddy coming home. Okay? This is why I tell y'all not to connect yourselves directly to this stuff. This is not about you. This is about them. Remember, if you internalize what's happening on this internet, you too will be in a world of trouble. I'm telling you. That's the man kids. He supposed to be happy. Let the man, you know what I'm saying? Christian, Justin, I don't know which one of them churn. You know what I'm saying? But that's that man children. So they happy that he coming home. But either way, Cassie has come out and doggone now. And let's be clear, because people were saying this isn't about Cassie. See, I've realized what was happening during this trial. During the trial, it wasn't about Cassie. During the trial, this ain't got nothing to do with Cassie. The trial is about Diddy. Yeah, it's about Cassie, but it's not about Cassie. Cassie is not the one on trial. That's what y'all kept saying during the trial, even though this entire trial hinged upon the stuff that happened between Diddy and Cassie for the most part. Okay. Now that the trial is over, he's found not guilty of the bigger charges and only guilty of the trafficking charges. Cassie and another person from the defense or from the prosecution are writing letters to these people saying, yo, these people don't need to be released, saying Diddy don't need to be released out of fear. Mind you, right now, he's simply facing some random trafficking prostitution charges. If Cassie really didn't care, why is she going this far? If Diddy really wanted to do something bad to Cassie, when she sent him that $14 million or whatever $1 million lawsuit, he would have did it then. Let's really be honest. This is a billionaire. He already stressed out. If he really wanted to put hands and feet on Cassie or have Cassie 86th, you know what I'm talking about, he would have did it the moment he got that first doggone piece of paperwork saying that girl is trying to sue you. It's obvious he don't want to harm her. It's obvious. I don't think that this is, but again, this is what Cassie, and according to what's coming from Cassie and her team, this is what they're saying. But all I'm saying is, you got money, you got all these things, girl. What more do you want? Like, what else do you want? You got more money than any other person than normal people will ever see in 4 lifetimes, 10 lifetimes. Okay, what else do you need? Like, this is a real thing. What else does she need? He ain't coming around there messing with you. He ain't, I just don't understand. So let's get into this little note really quickly. Of what she wrote. It's her and her homeboy. Hold on, let me see what they're saying over here.
Engaging in moving people around for the purposes of prostitution. So the other charges, though, he was more serious, that had more time attached to them. He was found not guilty of. So it'd be interesting to hear what the jurors had to say. It was 8 men, 4 women, ranging in ages between 50 and 70. So it'd be interesting if the jurors talk afterwards to see how those deliberations were going and what brought them to this decision. We're going to take our newscast now, I believe, coming up. Yeah, it's not here yet. Alex. Oh, yeah, let's take a look on Live View 5 and see how we go. Should have our anchors ready there. You know, another picture. This is a picture of sort of the scene, the circus scene outside the courthouse. There's been a lot of Diddy supporters,
not a RICO.
some against him, that have come down there and pulled off some crazy antics, some having to do with some of the testimony in the trial, and others not so much. But you can see there's quite the crowd out there. It's media, it's lawyers, it's fans of Diddy, it's people who don't like Diddy. There's all kinds of people out there, family members. You know, a lot has been said. As famous as he is and as powerful as he is, we did not see a lot of celebrities attend his trial. We did see Kanye West show up for about a half an hour. And
is the volume too low?
The overflow room is
the volume too low, y'all? I'm gonna try to check it.
He only stayed a short time and then left. It's not clear whether Diddy knew he was even there. But a lot of the celebrities that he had all those white parties with, none of those showed up. And it probably is because of that damning video of him. You can see Diddy beating his girlfriend, Cassie, something he apologized for later on Instagram. And that was played multiple times during this trial. All right, Alex, and how we doing? Should we go to our newscast now?
Yeah, we're about to start pretty soon. So
okay. Very good. Very good. Oh, I know. We're a little late because we have a sporting event. That's right. My bad. I forgot about that. That's okay. But let's recap just a little bit. I have an echo in my ear. That's why I'm talking loud. So my producer, we're working out the kinks in live television for you right here. Live streaming anywhere. And if you have any questions, you can put them up because we do have an attorney present that we can get the answers for you to in just a minute. Let's take a live look at the outside of the courtroom. You can see the NYPD there for 1 second while we fix the audio.
Look at Carisha. Shout out to my mod. Put me on just now. Carisha just posted. And this is what she posted. Clock it. Look what Carisha just posted. What does that mean? Was Carisha quiet off to the side waiting for her nigga to come home? Look what Carisha posted. Clock it. How they do it? That's how they do it. Is it this finger or this finger? I don't remember. So maybe it's a good day for Carisha. And who knows? She could have been writing him the whole time, josing him his whole bid. You feel me? She could have been josing him the whole time. You never know. You never know. I just want to show y'all that. Carisha said clocking her man coming home. Her nigga coming home. She said free my nigga till it's backwards. That's what she said, and it's already there. Allegedly, okay? Back to where we were, sorry. Let me get y'all back over here. All right. What are these people talking about? I think they kind of not saying anything anymore. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I think, hold on. They setting up for a press conference. I will keep my eye on this press conference because somebody must be coming to speak. And we'll come right back to that. I'll keep my eye on it. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Now, here's the letter written from Cassie, right? So Cassie and her stylist wrote letters asking the judge to deny Diddy's bail. Mr. Combs is likely to pose a danger to the victims who testified in the case, including herself. It says, the Honorable Aaron Sumerian, and then it says, Dear Judge Sumerian, we write as counsel for Cassandra Ventura, aka Miss Ventura, to respectfully request that the court deny Mr. Combs to be released pending his sentence on his 2 convictions under 18 USC code, whatever. Pursuant to the Bail Reform Act, whatever. Detention is mandatory post-conviction on those charges. And Miss Ventura believes that Mr. Combs is likely to... Hold on. She said something? They believe that he's more likely to pose. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had the volume still up on that. But he's more likely to pose a danger to the victims who testified in the case, including herself, as well as to the community. We thank the court for its time and attention to the matter. So this is what Cassie is saying. Now, she's saying that pursuant to the Bail Reform Act, detention is mandatory post-convictions of these charges. But which charges? Oh, yeah, his sentencing is under conviction. I would have to know what charges they references in that. But they saying that under the charges that Diddy has, he should have a mandatory sentences, no bail. This is what Cassie's saying, that she's requesting the court not give him bail. Okay, now the judge is deliberating to decide. And in the letter from her friend, the stylist says, Dear Judge Sumerian, I'm writing to express my grave concern over the prospect of Sean Combs being released from custody. While I appreciate the fairness you have shown throughout the process, I feel compelled, to be unequivocal about the danger he possesses or he poses to the public and to the individuals who have risked everything by coming forward. Mr. Combs has a long, well-documented history of violent, coercive, and retaliatory behavior. Over the years, he has repeatedly escaped meaningful accountability, and each time this has only reinforced his sense of impunity. If he is released now, I have no doubt he will see it as yet another license to continue intimidating, threatening, and harming people who challenge to expose them. Many of us have firsthand knowledge of the fear he instilled in those around him. I can say without hesitation that he is a serious and immediate threat to victims, witnesses, and the broader community. His pattern of violence, particularly while engaged in the trafficking of individuals for prostitution, combined with unchecked substance abuse, makes it clear that he is not ready for the re-entry to society safely or responsibly. But Cassie is. To release Mr. Combs without substantial consequences would undermine the integrity of the processes and send a dangerous message that wealth and influence can shield someone's, indefinitely from accountability. It will also endanger those who cooperated with the investigation upon subpoena, who are already living in fear of retaliation. I urge you in the strongest possible terms to prioritize the safety of the victims and witnesses over the consideration of leniency. Mr. Combs has had countless opportunities to change, and he has chosen instead to escalate his harmful conduct. Allowing him back into the community now would be a profound mistake. Thank you for your time and your commitment to protecting the public from those who repeatedly demonstrate they are unwilling to respect the law. Now, that's what the stylist has said. Now, this is the gag with the stylist, though. See, the stylist has said that he's so terrified, this, that, and the third, but all y'all was still willing and ready to work with Diddy. I don't understand it. Let me move y'all over here really quickly. Hold on, I don't know what's going on over here, but let me move y'all on over here. Somebody on here talking.
Waiting for this whole issue to be resolved. Instead of resolving that bail question right after the verdict was read, the prosecutors asked for several more hours in order to try and put their position together, which their position being they want to keep Sean Diddy Combs behind bars, even though he was cleared of the 2 most serious charges in this case. But let's bring in right now criminal defense attorney and former Manhattan prosecutor Jeremy Sallin to get some understanding about this whole bail process that's going on right now. Jeremy, thank Thank you so much for being with us. A little unusual for them to delay the bail hearing like this so many hours after the verdict?
There's nothing usual about this case. Everything about it's unusual, especially when you think about the magnitude of the charges that were brought against Sean Combs and to be cut down, for lack of a better term, by the prosecution right at the knees, leaving him with a crime that does not mandate incarceration, though he's already been in for 10 months. And now it's a very fair question to ask. Bail Reform Act aside about keeping him in, why should he not get out when he's not facing mandatory incarceration?
But what at this point would you say the prosecution's or the prosecutor's main concerns are about if they let him out on bail?
I think there's an integrity check here. Do I really believe, or do they really believe, that he's a danger to the community at large, he's a danger to any particular people, that he's not going to return to court? That's a hard stretch, considering the man came down prior to being in charge. The man surrendered his passport. There's been no allegations since the accusations began that he's made any threats. And the bottom line is all of those things he's accused him of in terms of violence, guess what? He was acquitted, not a conviction.
Right, and I think that's the thing that's so hard for us to understand. So one of the bail denials, because there were several attempts to get him bail all the way through this process, the prosecution said, well, we're worried about him intimidating witnesses. But that would even be a point right now because he was cleared of the sex trafficking and the RICO charges, right?
Yeah, I think it's a heavy lift, even more so than the RICO charge itself, for the prosecution with a straight face to say, this man is a danger to society, this man is a danger to any particular women, this man is a risk of flight. Absolutely not. And the evidence doesn't bear it out in terms of what he's been convicted of, and nor does the history of in terms of his compliance with returning to court or behaving and following the judge's instructions. I think they come up empty-handed, but again, there's something called the Bail Reform Act, which says in substance, barring exception, he should be held in.
And then in terms of the final decision, that should be the judge, right? That will make that decision based upon these letters that he's gotten, that Natasha and Bianca were talking about from the prosecution and the defense.
Yeah, he's going to have to assess everything. He's going to be the arbiter of everything. The defense is saying, let's set $1 million. Combs will easily make that and be out. You can monitor him. We can regulate where he travels to in certain jurisdictions he can go. It can be done, and there's really no reason from a practical standpoint. And to be clear, he, yes, faces up to 10 years in prison, theoretically consecutive. That's never going to happen to 20 years. We're talking potentially months and nominal years if he's ultimately sentenced to that.
For that, on the transportation for prostitution for charges. But then in terms of the conditions and that they would have to satisfy, there were other things that he had offered in the past that were turned down by the government. An ankle monitor bracelet, having 24-hour security watching him. What about that? Do you think there'll be special circumstances or conditions that maybe a regular prison, I shouldn't say regular, but another detainee with a similar conviction would be not asked
I think a regular detainee with a similar conviction would not have to have an ankle bracelet with 24/7 monitoring by security. Hand in your passport. The defense counsel already has that. Stay in certain venues, drug tests. Don't leave New York or Florida where you reside. Post bond if you need to, in terms of the $1 million, if that's what's being asked by the defense. Those are reasonable things to ask. Is he going to return to court? Yes. If you have evidence that he makes a threat, you put him back in.
And then you've tried many big cases. What role does his family presence have? It's been very strong, very consistent, especially this last final week. His mother's been there every single day. He said his 85-year-old mother, is one of the defense application, he needs to be the main caretaker for his 85-year-old mother, Mrs. Janice Combs, who's been here every single day, and also be a father to his 3-year-old baby daughter. And then we've seen the other kids, the grown kids in there, and other extended family members. What effect does that have on a judge in this kind of decision?
So family ties are critical to show community ties. Family ties are critical to show you're not going to flee and you're going to return to court. However, let's not overstate. I think the defense has to be careful. Well, if he's a primary caretaker, who's been taking care of him for the past 10 months? If he's a primary caretaker for a young child, obviously someone else has been doing it. Let's not overstate, but let's also be very clear. They showed their support. They came for him. They're available for him. They're going to ensure his return.
They offered one of the bail packages previously that was denied by the judge and by the court was $50 million. Do you think this is going to be, we're going to be in the 7 figures to 8 figures?
Assuming that the judge agrees to release him, it's either going to be release him, or subject to certain conditions, or it's going to be much, much more nominal in terms of what that dollar amount is. There's no reason, if it was that high or higher, when you're talking about violent, ugly crimes, they don't exist. They're gone. Granted, I will say this, the prosecution at the time of sentencing can raise that evidence, even though he was acquitted, for the purposes of sentencing. So there is still that element, but bail needs to be reduced or he needs to be released.
All right, we'll stay tuned and find out. Jeremy Selden, thank you so much for being with us. And again, if you're just joining us right now, the bail hearing for Sean Diddy Combs happening inside this courthouse. He'll find out whether tonight he's going to go back to the Metropolitan Detention Center that has been named by numerous prison watch groups as one of the worst in the United States in terms of conditions, or whether he'll be in a much more comfortable setting for his first night out after this verdict was released. Anyway, that's the latest here from federal court. Natasha and Bianca, back to you in the studio.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much. Keep watching Fox 5 for continuing coverage of this breaking Diddy verdict. We're going to have
My bad. Sorry, I was muted. Didn't know I muted myself. My bad. But yeah, so this is where we are with this whole trial. Diddy, right now, we're still waiting the decision from the judge. What's going to happen with Diddy? Are they going to release Diddy? Are they going to, what are they going to do? And Cassie, like I was reading you guys from her letter and her stylist's letter, they're laying it on thick about the violence and how they're afraid and things of that nature. But at this point in time, I don't understand what history they're referencing when they're saying stuff like, oh, he has a violent past. Where? Because I know that we know. I know what we know. We know that Diddy has a violent past. But when it comes down to the court of law, if it's not documented, it never happened. Okay? So I don't know what violent past that they're referencing in that manner, as far as Diddy with his violent past and being so afraid. But honestly, I think that the prosecution had them write these letters up at the beginning of this trial, probably before this trial, because they knew that the case that they presented was a bunch of bull. If we can be completely honest, you know what I mean? Like, if we can be completely honest, somebody said the nightclub shooting and the college, good examples, but he was never convicted of that. So technically it's not his fault. You can't blame him for it. He wasn't convicted for the J-Lo and the Tanya Rubin thing. So unfortunately, listen, what that movie was, what a dude say is not what you know, it's what you can prove. That's what the court of law should be all about. Not what you know, but what you can prove. And on paper, he was never convicted for the Shine thing. And he was never convicted for the college thing. So technically, on paper, out of your feelings, he does not have a violent past. You know what I'm saying? Technically, if we're being technical about it, you know what I'm saying? We gotta be technical about how it goes. But either way, they're referencing this quote unquote violent past that I don't see documented. It was Law Abiding Citizen. That's the movie. Thank you, Love Wisdom. That's that movie, Law Abiding Citizen. Y'all remember that movie where that clear man had ended up unaliving the person who unalived his son or something like that? And remember when Jamie Foxx was the attorney and he was going in there and the man kept saying, but you know I didn't do that. And he kept saying, he said it don't matter. He said it don't matter. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. What's going on?
We saw her blowing kisses to people and other people cheering them on. Now, not only has she been coming to court, as Lisa had just said, but his family, his sons have been coming. A short time separate from that, we saw out of the back entrance of this federal courthouse, the federal court, the jurors. Hey, you know what? Tell me what it is that's going on right now, guys. Who's yelling at me? All right, well, this is breaking news right now. Let's come back on camera for this, and let's bring in Lisa Evers here. We're learning right now, Lisa, that apparently bond has been denied.
Okay, that's
well, I don't know if that's getting it. Let's use this one.
Let's get Jeremy here.
Yeah, Jeremy, can you come back in here when you get a moment? So what we had been positioned for was an argument that because the jury found Sean Diddy Combs guilty only on the lesser of the charges, that there was a presumption that he might be able to go home. The judge even asked him at one point, I imagine you don't want to go back to MDC. He nodded vigorously. Right? Let's use this microphone. I'm not sure if that one works. And Jeremy, if you'll come in here
Jeremy.
should we start with Jeremy's reaction?
Jeremy Salland is with us. He's a criminal defense attorney and former Manhattan prosecutor. And the bail, the news is that bail has been denied.
Yeah, that the judge.
So there is the law, the statute says in substance that bail would be denied, meaning that he goes in and stays in. There's not an exception. For example, there could be an exception where the prosecution says we consent, and there's other pieces to it as well. There could be a danger to somebody or not, but the bail being kept as it is not necessarily atypical because of the law, though one would believe the fact that he was not convicted of the top charge, and it's been a reduction, and people do walk free and come back and ROR.
Well, keeping the bail as it is means there's no bail.
Right. So he's remanded, he's held without bail. So this doesn't change the potential sentence, obviously, because it's still up to 10 years, but for the immediate gratification purposes of getting out, doing what he needs to do and fighting this from the outside in terms of preparing for that sentencing, now it's been stripped.
And let me just add, this morning the prosecution was very adamant about wanting to have this extra time to present their argument to the judge, and seemed obviously they were disappointed with the verdict. It was very visible and very obvious, but they wanted to keep him behind bars, and they said, Your Honor, we need some several hours to really get this whole argument together for you, and that's pretty stunning.
But again, I think you have to go back to what the law is and what it allows for, and generally speaking, barring some exception, the Bail Reform Act says you're staying, you're not just getting released. He was convicted of a crime. I think people, rightfully so, are disappointed and have questions from the public's perspective when you have such a horrific allegation that is not proven or substantiated beyond a reasonable doubt. And summarily, we're not talking about on the cusp. That's a pretty quick verdict that I think fooled many people, thinking that there might have been a sex trafficking conviction. He's walking scot-free in terms of any allegation of coercion, force, fraud, violence, but he's still in custody.
Okay, so Jeremy, can we just ask Jeremy, was it a difficult decision for the judge legally?
I think the judge is not finding any exception and following the law, and that's why he's staying there. The hope from the prosecution, the defense, though they didn't raise it specifically in their letter to the court, was that yes, there may be the Bail Reform Act, and that was what the prosecution relied on. Said statutorily, you can't just let him walk. The prosecution was hoping, the defense was hoping that the judge would look past that and say, he's returned, he just shows that he can follow a court order, he's not going to flee, and he's not a danger to anyone specifically or the community at large.
And then let me ask you this, in terms of the appealing this decision, what's the process now that the defense will have to go through in order to appeal the judge's decision of no bail?
I would expect that he's not going anywhere anytime soon, appeal or not. I think that they're going to follow the judge. I haven't heard what the judge said, so it's hard for me to just speak on an island here. But based on the law as we know it, I think the judge has ample ground to stand on and make this decision.
Let me answer that. Our Sharon Crowley has been watching this and telling us right now the judge says that the government was correct that the detention is mandatory for a Mann Act conviction, what you're indicating, and the judge said that the limited exception to mandatory detention was not met. Sean Combs pointed to his duties as a father and a son, which we talked about, but that does not rise to the level of an appropriate exception, according to the judge.
Right. And to my point moments ago, that's what the law is. But we like to think that from the outside looking in, when someone has been charged with such egregious and horrible acts and a jury of your peers says no so quickly, there should be a means to say you should be free, but there still is a conviction. The Mann Act qualifies. He's in custody. Whether that's a sign of the judge saying I'm going to harshly sentence him or not, we can't say, but let's not read into it. The judge is simply following the law, and this warrant does not warrant that 10 years that you're hearing about for each of the counts for Jane and
then Jeremy, remind us again about the Mann Act.
So the Mann Act does not involve coercion or force or anything like that. The Mann Act simply says that if you're bringing someone across state lines in substance, engaging in prostitution, that violates the law. I look at this case, not to really go too far off. This really, especially when you hear this verdict, should likely never have been in that courthouse. If anything, it should have been in that courthouse, meaning 100 Center Street or something similar, in a state courthouse for domestic violence, for abuse, for things that physical abuse and assaultive behavior, those types of things. But now we're here. It is what it is. But I think the prosecution really got humbled whether or not the judge is keeping Sean Combs in.
No, 100%. So now tonight he'll be spending the night in MDC.
It's hotter in there than it is out here, certainly for him. But there is now a horizon. That sun is rising for him. There is an out, and I'd like to think, based on the evidence and based on the finding of that jury, that out will be reasonable. And the defense said maybe 20 to 24 months. The prosecution is saying at least 50 to 60 months, even more. Where the judge falls, I don't know. But there's freedom for a guy who's looking at life in prison, which is unbelievable, whether he's in jail tonight or not.
And you told us that there's no minimum with the conviction, the prostitution conviction.
Correct, but there are guidelines, and the judges generally follow those guidelines. His ability to move along them and go up or down. But I think we have to look at what the evidence is and remember that the prosecution can still bring out in sentencing, though you could not do that at a state court, all of his other allegations and the evidence there that was not supported by the jurors who said not guilty, because it's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt in sentencing. It's not the same standard.
Right.
But do I think he's going to get 10 years? We've been wrong before. No, I do not. There is an out for him.
All right. And we'll continue watching this closely. And so that's it.
That's it for now. That's it for tonight.
Yeah, just to sum up, this has been a day of news on the Sean Diddy Combs case. First,
So there you go. Diddy has been denied bail. He will not be released today. The judge said that because of the Mann Act, it carries a mandatory sentence. You cannot get bail under the Mann Act. So because it's not I guess I misspoke when I said it was no different from a regular prostitution, trafficking, bringing a girl from here to there. I forgot this racist bill called the Mann Act that had different stipulations because it was only made specifically for black men dating and dealing with white women. Now, I'm going to tell black men this. If there are any black men on this channel, black women, this ain't your talk. I'm talking to the black men. I don't need you to say nothing, black women. I'm talking to any black men on this channel. You are born a male and you black. Listen to me. The Mann Act is extremely racist, unfounded, unprejudiced, and should not be a law. It should not be anything that y'all should be dealing with, okay? If I were black men, if I've never corralled together for anything else, this is something you probably want to corral together for, because you niggas love getting money and going, run niggas back and forth, run bitches back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So if I were you, like black women do, because they not going to help you. Black women refuse to help you traffic white women cross their lines. And honestly, I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be honest. However, I will say this. This is unjust. This Mann Act, they don't charge nobody else with this, only you. This is a target at black American men. And if I were you, I would do something about this. That's to black men. That's all I got. I can't give you no more than that. If I were black men, the things y'all can get together about, this one of them. Because they're going to get y'all on a lot of this right here. I'm telling you now, they're going to get y'all on a lot of this here. So y'all can do it. Y'all got just as much power, just as much influence, and just as much everything as black women. You can do it. You just got to get out and do it. I promise you. And I'm going to tell you now, you got my support. You got my support because at the end of the day, this is, it's messed up. But anyway, under the Mann Act, he's denied bail. The judge will not be releasing Diddy today. I don't know when is sentencing. When is sentencing for this this trial? I'll have to figure that out. But as it stands, Diddy has been denied bail. Now, this is a win for people who felt like he should have been guilty anyway. People who felt like he should have been tried and found guilty. Those folks, this is a win for them. Pure Joy says 3 months, October 3rd. Got it. But you know what? Beggars can't be choosy, Diddler. Your ass was about to go away for the long haul. Beggars can't be choosy. You just gonna have to sit down right quick. Diddy, you just gonna have to go sit your ass down right quick. Hey, nigga, they were trying to put you away for good. Diddler. At this point, beggars can't be choosies. Take your lick and just go sit down somewhere else. Go back, recoup, rethink, do what you about to do, figure out what you gonna do when you get out. Just go sit your ugly ass down. But I know they're gonna appeal, as they should, because that's what you would do if you have good attorneys. I know that they're going to appeal, but even if you lose that appeal, Diddy, you gotta win. Take your lick and sit your ugly ass down somewhere else. Go turn into a Muslim like the rest of them niggas do. Come back hollering hamdulillah, whatever them niggas be saying. Come back, respect to the lie, whatever them hoes be saying. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you're going to have to go sit down right quick. You're just going to have to do it. You got to go sit down. It just is what it is. Ain't nobody feeling sorry for you for sitting down and not getting no bail. Okay? Ain't nobody about to be mad or feel some type of way because Diddy didn't get bail. Nigga, you got off. You good. You good. But either way, as far as the Mann Act to black men, y'all better go check on that. This is outside of the Diddy, Cassie stuff. Outside of that, black men, y'all really need to look into that because that Mann Act gonna get y'all. But other than that, I think that this was a fair trial. Honestly, no, I don't think this was a fair trial. This shouldn't even be here. But since we're here, we're here. But I do think that Diddy came out with a fair win, given the circumstance he was in. So no bond, no bail, no nothing, okay? Now, if y'all want to come up here and say your little 1, 2 yin yings, I'm going to drop the link. I mean, why not? We had a lot going on today. A lot done transpired. A lot going on. If you would like to come up and have a little 1, 2 to say about what's been going on with the Diddy trial, you are more than welcome. Please come on up, come on up, come on up. Oh, it didn't go to Facebook? Well, they can't get on anyway. Let's see what the lady's saying. Hold on.
In terms of the legality of it, according to Attorney Jeremy Sallin, who we've been speaking with this hour, he said that this is fairly standard in terms of a conviction on these prostitution transportation charges, which are the 2 counts that Diddy was found guilty of. Now, what the big argument and the big push to keep him behind bars obviously came from the prosecutors. I'm sure it seemed that they were very upset about the verdict from the jury not getting that RICO case that they had pushed so hard for against the better advice of some in the legal community who didn't think that was appropriate in this particular circumstance. They also lost out on the sex trafficking. That was not guilty. And they said at this morning, the prosecution said, Your Honor, we need several hours to come back and consider bail. Otherwise, they would have just considered the bail, the bail application and the bail situation right there shortly after the verdict was read. That was not the case. They were granted all these extra hours, the extra afternoon. Sean Diddy Combs sitting in a holding cell all the while this afternoon while they're crafting these letters to the judge to explain their positions. And the defense was arguing his mother, who we've seen many times here on Fox 5 going in and out of court every single day to support her son. She's 85 years old. The argument of the defense was that he's her primary caregiver, and certainly he is the closest relative to her, and that he also has a 3-year-old baby daughter, baby love Sean Combs, and that's her name. And so that was their argument, but the prosecution he still remains a danger. They wanted him behind bars until the sentencing, and this was, I'm sure, was devastating to Combs and many of the family who seemed elated. They were elated, in fact, when they heard those not guilty verdicts. But it's one more step, and as we've seen with Combs in other situations, once he's determined, he's going to see it through. The worst is over in one sense, in that he is no longer looking at life behind bars. On the other hand, his attorneys will have to file an appeal to this to this denial of bail. And remember, they had several bail applications throughout the course of the pretrial conferences and after his arrest that were completely denied, and those were just eye-popping bail packages. $50 million, 24-hour armed guards, an Upper East Side apartment where there was limited access, no internet access for him, monitoring cameras, monitoring his activities, no guests allowed coming in, and that was denied. So we'll see what happens now. But this has to be a devastating blow for the family. The family's been very united and come together at this. We saw the 2 sprinters that have taken most of the family after 1 o'clock this afternoon, or a little bit earlier after that, after we found out that they found out the hearing would be at 5 o'clock, they all went out together to have lunch or to have something to eat, if in fact they could do that. I'm sure many of them thinking, okay, you know what, Dad's coming home, my son's coming home, that type of thing, and he will not have to spend another night in the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center, which is a place nobody wants to go. And so that's what it is. It's just a devastating blow for them. They went from this high this morning of realizing that there's just those 2 counts of the prostitution transportation that they're facing, and that that can be dealt with over time. That's a far cry, Bianca, Natasha, from looking at the possibility of life behind bars, which would have been with the RICO case and many decades on the sex trafficking case, because that also carries a very, very heavy penalty. But that's it for today so far. And then tomorrow the courtroom will be, tomorrow the whole courthouse is on administrative leave, is on administrative closure, meaning that we're getting excuse me one second, we're getting interference from all the helicopters up above. So tomorrow,
Lisa,
the courthouse that you see right behind me, where the trial's taking place and where this bail hearing just happened, that will be closed for an administrative closure. There will be no activity there, no scheduled activity there. Friday, the courthouse is federal holiday closed. It's always closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So there was obviously a pressure to get this decision in before the holiday weekend. And I'm sure there's a lot of disappointment all the way around that they just couldn't bring him home.
Sheriff, mayor, well, there's 6 feet.
It must be a commercial. But we kind of get the gist of what's going on. We got people on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the building. You guys get the lights up so the people can know we around here. Joseph, breaking news: Diddy's bail has been denied. No, yes, Diddy will not be in jail. Diddy will not be in jail. I'm sorry, Diddy will not be able to come home. His bail has been denied. I want to get some of y'all thoughts. I got the link pinned to the top of the chat. You guys, please try to be as quickly as possible. I would love to get your thoughts on this. Shy, what you got? What you think about this, boo?
I think it was a game. I think it was a show all along. You know how you have really drilled it into me as far as the world is a stage and everything is a joke. They playing in our face, for real.
Mm-hmm.
They only did that no bail thing because at 1 o'clock we were supposed to get something. Then we had to wait till 5 o'clock. Now it's after 5, and now all of a sudden there's no bail. Right? Okay. Is that the real Diddy in there?
Who knows? Who knows?
Right.
I don't even know if Diddy's really even in there, but that's between me and you. We know what we're talking about.
Part. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That part. But yeah, I'm not gonna be up here long. But yeah, I think it's a joke. It's been a joke from day one.
Right.
And I'm so over it. You know, they playing in our face like they always do.
Right.
To try to get a rise out of us. You know what I mean? Because they want us to act a fool. You know. But,
yep.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
I did ask you because I wanted to ask your permission because I'm new to this and I don't want to be. I don't know how. I know people get copyright strikes to do commentary over like your stuff. I'm asking permission.
I'm not striking. I've only struck one person because they literally took my whole video and put it on their channel. You can commentate on anything that yes, ma'am. You can anybody. That's why I allow clips and everything. Y'all can do you.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you. But yeah, they playing in our face. Love you, boo.
Love you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Hold on, y'all. What's going on outside the courthouse? What's going on?
Down.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on. What's going on?
Okay.
I don't hear nothing. So, okay, who's next? Who's that talking?
This Kim, this Black Diamond.
Hey, boo. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, and you?
Good.
So I just wanted to say, I think it's a humiliation ritual, if that makes sense. I was looking at an interview Prodigy did back in 2017. That rapper Prodigy from Mobb Deep, before he died. And he was saying Diddy and Jay-Z been on the block, on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Ever since then. So it's all like a ritual just to humiliate him and a distraction of what's really going on in the world.
Absolutely. I do believe this whole trial was a distraction from beginning to end. Absolutely.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Black Diamond. I appreciate you. Divine Empress. Hey, boo. What you got?
First of all, I'd like to say, hey, Food, Mont, and Chat. I would like to say, considering of how our justice system could be towards a Black man in 2025, Diddy should be glad that he has received what he has received. And even though it is a distraction, we all know, please don't clog up the prayer lines for Diddy tonight. And hit the like button, because my girl Vu, she doing her thing. Peace.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Thank you so much. What's going on outside the courthouse? Them niggas look like they're about to fight. What? Now, somebody asked this question, and this is a valid question. Somebody said, why does the headline say likely? It says, Diddy denied bail, likely headed back to jail. So has this been an official word that he was denied bail? This is just a question. Zaria, hey, boo. Hold on, let me unmute you. I think, unmute you. Can you say something?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey. I'm not surprised at all.
You're not surprised?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. This was like, after hearing everybody talk, I was like, this is just a regular sex thing, and they could have got him on a whole bunch of other shit. And that's what I thought they was gonna add to it, but it just seemed like the whole case was about Cassie. And I was putting in a chat that it was about 500 people putting out lawsuits towards him, and they only got Cassie and his workers. So I'm wondering where those other people at that were suing, and where's their trial, and if they would like reopen some of that other stuff that he's done, if there's evidence towards that.
Yeah, well, he's got a mountain of pending lawsuits. As a matter of fact, almost everybody that testified on the stand against him has a current lawsuit against him. So he got a lot of money to spend on defending himself. But ultimately, I just feel like it's all fake. You know how I feel. It's just like, okay, like you said, he should be grateful. He should definitely be grateful.
Well, a lot of people that didn't show up, a lot on tour and quiet. I wonder what he got to say about that. But I wouldn't be shocked if he gets back on Instagram after all this, knowing him.
He should. I don't think he ever got off. He just went to jail, but he's still on there, I think.
If he gets back to regular program until everything happens, then everything's done. That's Diddy. That's nothing to be shocked about.
Okay.
But thank you.
Incident.
No problem.
He has concerns that the defense has not proven that Mr. Combs, beyond a shadow of a doubt, does not represent a threat of violence to people around him. That is basically what the judge has decided here today. And it was a little bit surprising for those who were completely absorbed in just the jury verdict itself, because Mr. Combs was found not guilty in 3 of the more severe counts, including one that found guilty on could have landed him behind bars for the rest of his life. So everybody thought there was a turn here, but the judge stuck to the law, said make your case. They made their case, and the judge said it doesn't meet the level for an exception. So we are holding on to you for now, and then they'll proceed with this case. Sharon?
Great. So, Arthur, we know Linda Schmidt was actually in the courtroom when the judge denied bail, so we'll be hearing from her shortly. But I wanted to ask you, what a day this has been. Found guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, but acquitted of the more serious charges, racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, which could have put him behind bars for the rest of his life. And at that time, it appeared from all the accounts in the courtroom that Combs got quite emotional, got down on his knees praying, spoke to his family, and you can understand why his family, his relatives, his supporters might have thought that bail would be granted. But of course, the judge pointing out his violent history, one that even his own defense team pointed to during this trial. So we are hoping to hear later, I think, Arthur, this evening. I see all the bed of microphones out there from attorneys on both sides about this. And I also understand that Combs could be sentenced possibly in October. He's going to stay locked up in MLC, and he was first arrested back in September. So we're closing in the end of the summer on a year of incarceration. So it remains to be seen what the sentencing will be. We know each count carries a maximum of 10 years, which could have put there 20 years, but they might run concurrently. And then, of course, he will be credited with time served, so it could be much less time than that. But for now, he remains locked up. Arthur, I know I've been talking a lot, but I really want to ask you about the crowds. We've been looking at the crowds, and Alex, our web producer, is going to take a wide shot. We have a shot of her there. She's running now, running in the newsroom. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting live from the Fox 5 newsroom. I wanted to tell you that, let's take a look at, if you could, Alex, show them the crowd. You're there on the ground, Arthur. Describe the scene. We knew there's been some crazy antics going on there today. What can you tell us?
Well, there have been crazy antics going out here since the beginning of this trial. There have been people live streaming on social media this entire time, including the last 10 days where we had a day where it was over 100 degrees. There were still people out here. Now, given the jury note from last night and what the judge instructed, there was a sense that something was going to go down today. Friday is July 4th. Thursday, this court was going to be closed. So there were a lot of people who came out here already and were ready for a moment. They got that moment earlier than many people expected at 10 o'clock this morning when that verdict came down. The emotional torque that you described in the courtroom when Diddy reacted by getting on his knees, putting his hands in a prayer motion and being super thankful was echoed out here. This is largely pro-Sean Diddy Combs group out here. There are a lot of people out here who believe that the prosecution in this case, if it was overzealous, that his race might have played a role in it. So there are a lot of people out here who believe that already. So when they received information of the jury's verdict, there was a sense of celebration out here. Sean Combs' mother came out here at one point. Everybody was cheering. She was blowing kisses to people in the crowd. And then certainly as we got closer to 4 or 5 o'clock towards the end of people's workday, and as this information had gone around, there were even more people who were coming to this area, and everybody has their phones up and are live streaming. So that's a mood out here. Definitely more subdued now that there's this tidbit of information that's circling through the crowd right now. I think people are just beginning to hear about the fact that bail was denied for Mr. Combs, but that's what it's been like out here. Some tourists, but not a lot.
Got it. Thanks so much, Arthur. Don't go away.
All right. So that's what we're talking about. Diddy denied bail, will not be coming home today. He will be staying in jail until his bail hearing. He has been denied bail. Let's get back to the panel that we had. Who we got up next? Pure Joy. What's up, boo?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I couldn't hear in my headphones. Hey, boo. Hey, chat.
Hey.
So I'm thinking, man, these 5 clear women are furious. They did not want to see my man walk on the RICO charge. However, I really believe that they overcharged dude. Like, come on. And that's really it. That's why they're pressing so hard to keep him in jail, because they're furious. Like, who beats a RICO? And basically he laughed in their face. Not really, but really. So I'm relieved. I'm New York. I'm a Diddy fan. Not a fan, but I watched him for years. Loved the music and all of that. And I would have hated to see him spend the rest of his life in jail and have these MFers take all that he built. So That's all, really. We'll
Thank
see
you,
what
Pure
time he
Joy.
gets.
Thank you. And you know, one thing you said that is the God's honest truth. Regardless of how you feel about Diddy, that man does not deserve to spend his life in jail. He just don't. He didn't do
Facts.
nothing to spend the life. Now, I can see some people saying, well, he need to go to jail. I can give you that. But life, they were trying to get this man life in jail. He didn't do anything to deserve life in jail. And that's just fair. But yeah.
Exactly. And I'm glad that, he'll probably get, I think the max 5 years, maybe 7, but he ain't gonna do no 10 years. That's for
No.
sure.
I'm guessing because he's Diddy and because of the high profileness of this case. Like you said, I say they probably give him between 5 and 7 years with time served. He might sit down possibly another year tops. By the time they do all of their calculations, and because of this law, you only got to do this percent and that percent. He probably be out this time next year.
Yeah,
At the
facts.
latest. At the latest. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, facts. I mean, and then it's back to business as usual, but leave them hoes alone. That's it. He got to go get married. He got to sit down somewhere. That's it.
You think he gonna marry Carisha?
I would love to see that.
That'll be
I would
something
love
now.
to see that.
Ooh, Carisha, girl. We'll see. Thank you, Pure Joy.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you so much for coming up. Who else we got up here? Outside the box. What's up, boo?
Hey, boo.
What's
hey,
up?
Acorn. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it is just so crazy to me to see so many of us react from our emotions, from our trauma, from all the past things that we've been through, and then try to add them to this trial and say, oh, he's guilty. I just, even watching how people will follow the content creator, it's like you got one wave of people over here, you got another wave over here. But if the things that are done don't fit the crime, then what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
It just is scary to see that we are moved by so much emotion. Not just in this case, in a whole lot of stuff that you talk about a lot of times on your channel. How are we all going to get on the same page if I keep trying to put my stuff in what is right in front of me on the table that don't have nothing to do with me? And we just run with the emotion immediately. You know, it's like if it doesn't fit the crime, it just is what it is. And two things can be true. Yes, Diddy has done a lot of things in his life that he should not have done, but also these people aren't victims. At least in my eyes, they aren't. You know, when you keep showing up and you become a willing participant and you go back and Cassie can make statements like Jay-Z is not available. So what else do you expect me to do? I don't see a person like that as a victim. And then you walk away with all of this money. Why didn't she file it as a criminal case to begin with a long time ago?
Yeah,
Because
when she
she
left, she
wanted the
could've.
money. You know, she wanted the money. So it is what it is. But we need to start understanding that two things can be true. He did some things, but this not it.
Yeah, this is the overcharging. That was a bit much. That was a bit much. It didn't make any sense in the world. And honestly, this whole case was a crap show. And people should be upset who wanted Diddy to go to jail. They should have been upset with the prosecution, with the feds.
Absolutely.
They fumbled this entire case. From the witnesses on down. This entire case was a shit show. I'll tell you this. Put this same case tried the exact same way 20 years prior, Diddy wouldn't even be in court, let alone talking about is he guilty or not. You know what I mean? And it's to say that we've evolved. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Who knows? But I do know that we are evolving right now, so much so that they're literally creating laws and remaking laws right in front of us. And we so blinded by our emotions, we don't even see it. And it's going to come back to bite us. That's what scares me the most. But,
yeah, I'm with you. That's why I was so curious to hear from people that really were compassionate about him being guilty. It's like, were you really following the case? Or is this based on something that happened in your life and it reminds you of what happened to somebody else? Because then we're talking about two different things. you know, and
That's
that's
most
scary.
people online. That's literally most people online. Most people who are easily triggered and easily emotion or show a lot of emotion, it's because it's things that they haven't dealt with. Yes, their own personal trauma that they project onto something that's been projected onto them. Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'm glad to be here. This is probably my first time ever interacting with anybody online. So I'm
Aw.
glad it was with you.
Well, thank you for coming up, and I'm glad to be your first. I popped your cherry. Mhm.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Who's on here? Chief Jonesy. Chief Jonesy, how you doing, boo? I think you might have to unmute your mic. Chief Jonesy, if you can hear me. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Only thing I'll say while we wait on Chief Jonesy, the only other thing I'll say is like this. While I agree that Diddy is a monster, while I agree Diddy should be in jail, it just got to be right, y'all. We can't just be putting people anywhere because of how we feel. What is going on? Okay, they just out there talking. They just out there. They just outside. But yeah, like we just got to do it the right way. That's it. Because it's not just about Diddy right now. It's about all of us. It really is. We got to start doing this the right way. We absolutely have to. The Don said, why are people still outside? Child, listen. People ain't got nothing else going on right now. I ain't gonna lie. If I lived in New York, I'd be down there too. I ain't even gonna lie. If I lived in New York and I ain't had nothing to look forward to but concrete and what's the other thing they have? Studio apartments, I'd be down there too. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta be honest and call a spade a spade. I'd be down there too, waving my yitties in the air, hollering about more oil, more oil. You know what I'm saying? You ever lived in a shoebox? You probably go out there. I'm just playing. Shout out to New York. Hey y'all, Angelina Ivy, thank you for the super chat. Says, let me read your super chat. Hey Vu, I'm late to the live, but imagine if they let him go just to rearrest him for the unalive of Kim Porter. Now that I will be here for. Do you hear me? Now that I will be here for. That, baby, I am seated, present, and on time. I'm early. I'm not even on time. Now, you want to see a Diddy hater or something or anything to do with the people in the music industry and how he played them folks? You want to see a Diddy hater? I'm your girl. Because I was there when all that stuff happened. But that's a good point. Imagine if they let him go just to arrest him again. That would be crazy, right? T-Money, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Y'all get the likes up on the video really quickly. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Anybody that's still on stage, is there anything else you want to say before I drop you down?
No, I'm good. Just have a good day, Acorn. Have a good day.
Thank you, outside the box.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Anybody else on stage before I let you down? Chief Jonesy, I don't think she able. Yeah, Chief Jonesy, I don't think you were able to speak. Anybody else? Okay. All right. I'm gonna remove those folks. If they want to come back up, just let me know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this is the thing though. So Diddy's denied bail. He's not coming home. Let me see if I can Google for sure when is the sentencing. When is the sentencing for Diddy trial? Come on, girl. How long will Diddy? Nope. Nope. Let me see. They might be saying something out here.
On Fox 5 as well. So we hope you'll keep it right here and keep streaming with us.
What she said, I'm going to rewind her real quick.
The whole courthouse is on administrative leave, is on administrative closure, meaning that they will be, we're getting excuse me one second, we're getting interference from all the helicopters up above. Okay. So tomorrow, the courthouse that you see right behind me where the trial's taking place.
A victory for them. I don't think they want to say anything about this. About an hour ago or so, they did release a statement talking about the serious nature of the accusations that were made against Sean Diddy Combs. So they're gonna hold steady on that. Although the jury has said they didn't buy it, right? But I do not expect the U.S. attorney to be out here in terms of Sean Combs' defense. They're going to have to be careful now. Before Sean Combs is going to walk out, they might have said something, but they could still be positioning themselves for an appeal on those 2 counts he was found guilty of. So it's kind of anybody's guess right now. We're going to have to see.
Got it. That's great. The other thing I wanted to point out to you today, Arthur, is, as this weeks-long trial has gone on, what makes it stand out, and we covered a lot of celebrity trials together, is the explicit nature of the testimony. And 2 women, one named Cassie, the other one who used a pseudonym, describing violent, years-long relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. And obviously, the defense argued that it was consensual, that he was not coercing them into what was happening. Otherwise, he might have faced different charges. But it's really interesting, and I'm eager to hear how Sean Diddy Combs reacted when he heard that his bail was denied, because he was so emotional earlier today, whether he had a strong reaction as to what happened. And obviously his defense is hoping not to wait till October for the sentencing, but for it to happen in the next week, as early as in the next week. And apparently the government is not protesting that. So that may happen. We may have a quicker development in this case. We'll find out as soon as we get some more information from inside the courtroom. But what a week. You point out the July 4th holiday, and having covered so many court cases, usually on a Friday, even if it's not a holiday weekend, the jury is eager to get out. And it seemed like all they needed was one night of good night's sleep to render a verdict within under an hour today. When you were out there this morning, I'm sure it was pretty chaotic.
Yeah, a good night of sleep probably had something to do with it, but probably the judge's note to the jury yesterday as they were dismissing probably had a lot to do with it too, because they were essentially saying, we agree on 4 out of the 5 counts, right? But the last one, we're having trouble coming to an agreement because of different, quote, opinions, plural. That's when the judge said, get back in there tomorrow morning, today, and get at it. The term deadlock was used a lot, but yesterday was the first full day of deliberation for a jury that heard nearly 3 months, 2 months of evidence and from 3 dozen or more witnesses. So really it was a full day and some change, really enough to say that they were deadlocked. They just didn't agree yet. The judge was banking on that, sent them home, and maybe they were thinking about this weekend and said, you know what, I'm compelled to agree now. But I will say too, from our producer in the courtroom, we do have Sean Diddy Combs' reaction to bail being denied, and the description was the word stoic. He did not make an expression, a vastly different response, the emotional response at 10 a.m. this morning when the verdict was read, when he collapsed on the floor and started praying and waved to his family. They cheered as he walked out of the courtroom. There was none of that for this most recent development just now. We were told He was absolutely stoic.
Thank you so much for that update, Arthur. We appreciate your coverage, and we're going to let you...
Girl, what done happened to Tisa? I keep hearing people saying something. Tisa was in there crying or something, hiding, going live. I don't know.
Counts on the sex trafficking charge, and it ended up with a guilty verdict on the 2 counts of the prostitution transportation charge.
They say that was his reaction when he got the not guilty. That, you know what I'm saying? I mean, somebody's life hang before your eyes. You probably do that too. Sean, hey, how you doing, boo? Sean, you on here? Okay, Ben, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, boo?
I can hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. It's a little low. You got an earpiece or something in?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what it is?
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to let you fix your sound. The family walking out.
Which is one of the most notorious federal detention facilities, jails in the country. Had numerous problems. There have been congressional investigations, all sorts of things. They're very bad conditions, a very old prison, and with a lot of structural problems there as well. So where it stands right now is, after the verdict came out, the final verdict this morning, Sean Diddy Combs was put into a holding pen in the courthouse while they were waiting for this hearing, which began around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now what that means is he's going to go back tonight to MDC. He'll be spending, the holiday weekend at MDC instead of instead of being with his family and being out. But so basically a split decision and a split victory for the defense team. And the prosecution's saying that remains a danger, that he needs to be kept behind bars. And I think one of the things that weighed heavily in the judge's decision-making about saying no bail was the fact that even after Sean Combs knew that he was under federal investigation, he knew that the feds were watching him, that FBI was watching him and all of that he still continued to allegedly commit crimes. They referred to an incident with Jane, the woman who used the pseudonym Jane, where she was beaten after he had already been under surveillance and notified that he was under investigation by the feds. So a lot going on here, but right now the big news is no bail, and Sean Diddy Combs is going to be going back to MDC tonight. That's the latest from federal court. I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News. Bianca, Natasha, back to you in the studio.
All right, Sean, I'm sorry. Did you get your mic straight? I'm sorry. Sean Mack, can you hear me? Can't unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves. All right, Sean, if you can hear me, while we wait on Sean, let me just say this. Like I said, Diddy is denied bail. He will be spending the night in jail, okay? He will not be coming home tonight, even though some wish that he did. He's not. He's going to have to sit down, okay? And that's just that on that. So a lot of people might feel a way about it. A lot of people might feel like, OMG, this is unfair. But if you ask me, given what he was facing, he should be happy. Now, what's going on with Tisa? Girl, why y'all saying all this about Tisa Tales and all of that? Why is y'all doing, what is going on with Tisa Tales? Oh, that girl ain't even live. What happened? What's been going on with Tisa? Girl, I ain't seen nothing. Now, what is going on? But you guys, Diddy is found guilty under the Mann Act. For people who don't know, he has been found guilty under the Mann Act. And I want to show you a bit, just a tidbit of what the Mann Act is. K-Ben, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you sound beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's through the computer. I don't know what's going on. I get like this echo. It's so weird. But I wanted to ask, well, I saw what happened to Tisa, but I just didn't understand. So I was to see if you understood or anyone in the chat. But they just started ganging up on her and started hackling her and calling her a liar.
When was this?
This was right. I'm going to say who it is. I'm just going to say it. It was this one main YouTuber, Ratchet TV. It was another girl too, who's a YouTuber. And I was trying to find out what her name was, but they were hackling. He called her a liar and said that she works for the feds. And that because she had like this little space at the courthouse that nobody else had. So other YouTubers were like, well, when you see privilege, that's what it is. Why does she have her own little space? What's really going on? Everybody was over there. Armand, Lovely T. They were like, what's good? They just were hackling her. I didn't see her cry, but I could imagine she was crying because it was like she was doing her. Yeah, she was doing the commentary. It's okay. While she was doing her commentary, right after.
Well, that's not okay.
You could. Armand has the footage. He has the footage is there on his.
He has the footage of Tisa.
Yes, he was recording it. This Ratchet TV. I mean, he was screaming at the top of his lungs. Tisa Tales is a liar. She worked for the feds. Where you at? You liar. Going in. They were saying, pull off that wig. Telling her to pull off her wig. Oh my God.
What?
Yes.
Y'all, wait, girl. Hold on. Wait. This was on Armand page.
Ratchet TV. He's the one that was doing it.
It's on Ratchet TV.
Yes.
Girl,
I'm telling you, they were going in, and I just couldn't believe the way they were hackling her, and her security guards. They were just standing there because they really couldn't do anything because no one was touching her. But they were going in. Should have seen Lovely T. She was like, "Oh my God, what is going on? What's happening here?" He was screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm from New York, so I know that area very well, and how you know, when that lady was harassing Armand last month, it's just so echoey down there. So I mean, when you're screaming like that, everybody came running over, and a lot of people got footage of it. So I don't know why they're not showing it, but a lot of people got footage of it. And did you see Armand dousing himself in the oil?
Yes, we saw Armand in the oil. Let me get Armand up here in the oil, girl. We saw him in the Earl. I say Armand.
Then this girl, some
Armand.
lady, I don't know who she is, came and started like showing her breast, and
yeah,
oh my gosh, it was like, I was like, what is really going on down here? What is happening?
Question: who has a timestamp of when this all happened with Tisa? I'm on Ratchet TV channel. Who got the timestamp of when Tisa was being yelled at? I need some tea. Y'all come up here with this tea, because now I'm invested. I need y'all up here with the tea. What's going on?
I'm gonna put it on my thing on mute and see if I can find exactly.
Yeah, if somebody could give me a timestamp.
He basically goes crazy his entire life. He's just going, he's like, you guys try to put this man away. This is a lie. Free Puffy, free. He's going home today. I mean, he was screaming. It wasn't just acting normal. He was amped up. And I was coming on here to see if people knew why was he like this and why was this aggression towards Tisa. And that it's so weird, mob mentality, because one person starts saying F Tisa, and then everybody's like, yeah, pull off that wig. I'm like, oh my God.
What?
Like, what is going on?
OMG.
Crazy.
Somebody said about 20 minutes in. I think it's right here. Let me see.
An hour ago and told y'all what the verdict was going to be. I said I got the leaked verdict. I got news from inside that building of what the verdict was going to be. How did I get that information? So subscribe to the channel, man. I'm the realest out here, dog.
Exactly.
I told y'all.
Why would he get on here and say that he got leaked information from inside the courthouse? Does he understand how not smart that is? I don't want to say stupid, but no, does he understand how stupid that is?
Vu, he was wildin'. He was wildin'. Watch.
Hold on. I want to see the Tisa Tales part.
Diddy coming home, man. Diddy is coming home, gang. I just want to see flowers in my chat. I don't want to see nothing but flowers in my chat and super chats. If you ain't sending a flower or a super chat, just be quiet for like 60 seconds. If you're not going to send me a flower or a super chat, then just be quiet for like 60 seconds and let me.
Y'all send me the video with the timestamp so we can go right to it. I don't want to like spend the whole time looking for it. If y'all send me the video or tell me, now you ain't got to send me the video. Tell me which video it is and give me the timestamp. 56 minutes. Wait, hold on. We got some timestamps. Somebody said 36:10 on Armand Live. So let's go to Armand. Let's go get Armand. Hold on. Let's go get Armand. We about to get into this, baby. What is going on? I didn't know all of this was happening. Now, is this on that first live, that part 1, when he said Diddy was found not guilty? Because we looked at part 2, that one. We looked at that. Let me go to his channel.
I think it's the part 1.
It's got to be the part 1. And somebody said 36:10. So let me go find it. Hold on. And he live right now. Lord, hold on, Armand. And plus, I don't know if he'll like drag me anyway. So let me just go to part 1 and go to 36:10. Let's see. Somebody said 36. Somebody said 56. I don't know what's going on, but I'm trying to see something. I can't believe they did that to that girl. We was just watching this too. Let me fast forward. Somebody say 36.
His pod.
Hold on. Y'all get the likes up on the video because now it's time to be messy. Diddy guilty. He ain't coming home. Not guilty, but he ain't coming home. We about to be messy now.
Will face a significant amount of time. He says each charge can be charged up to 10 years each. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, it's not.
But He feels like there's a significant amount that he can be charged for.
56 minutes?
What do you think?
It's further.
Well, I
it's
think it's not going to have a significant amount of time.
This video don't have 56
He didn't have any
minutes.
prior convictions.
Which video is it? Because this video doesn't have 56 minutes. I want to make sure I'm on the right video. Y'all tell me which video it is. Now, he's currently live now, but if you look at the rest of his live channels or live videos, unless it's go to the other video, go back. Where am I going? Tell me where to go. I'm going too far. Okay. Y'all let me know. Now people saying Ratchet TV. Y'all said our mind, then they saying Ratchet TV. 56 minutes on Ratchet TV. All right, we got to get it together, y'all. We got to get it together. Let's go back and get Ratchet TV one more time and see. Can somebody put the mute down? I'll mute it. Don't worry about it. I'll mute. Just to make sure we don't have the background noise, y'all. All right, let's go get Ratchet TV. They say 56 minutes. Y'all better not be sending me on a rabbit chase now. Is this it? 56 minutes.
Know his name. You said I was simping for me. Now you got resentment. Now you got resentment. Nah, people got to stand on it, bro. People have to stand on the lies they told, fam. I'm just being real. People got to stand on them lies they told, dog. Got to stand on them lies you told, man. I stuck to the facts of the case, bro. I stuck to facts. Facts. I didn't lie to nobody. They over here lying. You got it? Tag me.
Now they're gonna say you're making money off of black people like Ratchet. I know. I'm exploiting you guys, aren't I?
She's exploiting
Fine,
black people.
Guys, I will split the check. It's probably gonna be $80, and I'll give $40 to you. And
No, all I want is a tag.
Is that Emily
tag.
again?
Tag me in the
Yeah,
video.
because I didn't know who the hell you were. Because I couldn't spell Ratchet. I spelled the
Exactly. How the hell-
R-A-C-H-E-T.
That's that Emily.
I know, but she said you're thirsty for views.
Emily be
Thirsty for
everywhere,
views.
huh?
You need her name for views, and that you're crashing out, and that Diddy doesn't know who you are, and you're simping for a man that doesn't know your name. That's what she said.
She said I was.
Okay, so pause. So how many people y'all gonna let Emily be messy with? How many people y'all gonna sit up here and let Emily throw y'all in the cross with? Emily done tried to throw Armand in the cross. We saw that earlier. Now here come Emily throwing Ratchet in the cross. Now he gonna take the bait. But how many times y'all gonna let these clear people do this to you? That's how they come and took over your country. Just like that. Just like that.
Simping for a man that I don't know his name. You said I was simping for Diddy. You said I was simping for Diddy. You said I was simping for Diddy. I'm simping for Diddy. No, stand on what you said. Stand on what you said. I ain't simping for nothing. You gotta stand on them lies you told. You gotta stand on them lies you told. She's sweating. Why you sweating? Why are you sweating, Tisa? Why? It's not even hot out here. Why you sweating? Why you sweating, Tisa? Why are you sweating? Why are you sweating? You're sweating because you're a liar. You done got caught up in every lie you done told. Let's get a close-up of this. You done got caught up in all them lies you told, Tisa. You done got caught up talking about I'm caping for Diddy and I don't know him. Say it while I'm here. Why don't you say it while I'm standing right here? Yeah, bitch ass man. Bullying you. You bullied Diddy. You bullied his family. You bullied Diddy's entire family. You bullied Diddy's entire family. Yeah, let's get back into it because you're a liar. Why don't you tell them people about that RICO you promised them? With that dry ass wig. Tell them about that. Tell them about that RICO you promised them. Tell them about that RICO you promised them, Tisa. Tell them about that RICO you promised them, Tisa. Exactly. You got to do that. You sweating. She's scrambling and scraping, baby. Bad boy is back. Bad boy is back. Bad boy is back, Tisa. You scrambling and scraping, Tisa. No, she got to stand on them lies she told. Bad boy. Bad boy. Bad boy. Diddy coming home, baby. Diddy coming home. Hey, your platform done, Tisa. Them lies you told. Talking about I need your name for clicks and views. Girl, I done did over 50 million views on my channel. What is you talking about?
Pause.
Stick to
This is just I get what's going on, but how Tisa get back there with a security? Can somebody how Tisa get back there with security? How does Tisa get a part sectioned off, just her with a old ass police, yet and still the police? How Tisha get well, maybe no, because you can't pay for public spot. She said her boyfriend got him. Got it. Her man hired security. But I'm talking about, how does she get the roped off section? How does she get the barricades, just her behind the scenes with you see what I'm saying? Because it's not like she can reserve a spot, because you can't reserve public property. I'm not talking about the cop. I'm talking about her and where she is. That's what I was wondering. Like, how does she get that?
to the facts, Tisa. You lied in that courtroom. You lied outside the courtroom. You lied on Diddy. You lied on his family. You promised him a RICO and it never happened. You're done. You're fucking cooked. You federal fucking agent. She's working for the fucking feds, y'all. Tisa is a fed. Yeah, Tisa is a fucking fed.
She promised a RICO. How could she promise a RICO? How can a YouTuber promise anybody a RICO, and who listened to her? Somebody said she promised a RICO, but this is a genuine question. How can a YouTuber promise a RICO? Like, would she even have enough position to even say such a thing, let alone you to believe it? How could a person, just a YouTube person, promise a RICO? I'm a YouTuber, and I'm gonna tell you, we even with our sources, we can't promise you no court outcomes. The best that has ever done it, I'm talking about Wendy Williams, couldn't promise you a court outcome. So I'm trying to figure out, how did she promise people a RICO and why they listen to it, to be completely honest. But
by the prosecution team, you fucking liar. You liar. She called me a bitch ass ninja. Hey, I didn't make Tisa break character, y'all. I didn't make her break her whole character. You know your whole platform finna follow me, right, Tisa? You just missed it again. You just missed it again.
all right, so that was the Ratchet TV bit. We got to get some people's opinions, because now it's time to be messy. Diddy going to jail, girl. What's the tea? Now it's time to be messy. Pure Joy, what you got, girl?
Let me unmute. Girl, let me tell you. First of all, Tisa went to the prosecutors and got Unc kicked out. We call him Unc. He was been at the trial every day streaming. He's doing lives with academics right now. He's the one with the hat. He looks like a paper boy. They, suspenders and everything. She went to the prosecutors and got him kicked out. He couldn't go in the courtroom. He had to go to other, people in the courtroom and tell them that he didn't do what she said he did. So I don't know what's going on with Tisa, but Tisa, I don't know. She could be, aligned with the feds.
Oh, so let me ask you a question. What other than this particular incident would make a person think that she could be aligned with the feds?
She gets too much information way too soon. Like, how did she know about Adi? She was the first one to break that Adi interview.
Was.
Yeah, she was the first one to do that. So how did she know that? And how did she put it together, with this case? That happened, 8 years ago? I don't know.
So I found Jonathan Adi from her. That's how
exactly.
I found
Me too.
That's
Me too. I watched her.
That's when I first found her. I found her looking for Diddy, and that's when I found Jonathan Adi. Right?
Right.
Now, when I found this is when I jumped off the Tisa tail, because I subscribed, because I was like, oh shit, this girl got the tea. You know what I'm saying? So I went and did my own personal investigations on Jonathan Adi. Now, I'm not listening to what nobody else is posting. Now, at this point in time, I'm doing my own personal investigations. This was the part that had me say, yeah, this ain't really the channel for you. So right after the Jonathan Oddie thing caught on YouTube and everybody picked it up, everybody was talking about Jonathan Oddie, she had put up this thumbnail and it was Jonathan Oddie in a casket, but she had on the thumbnail that he was dead. Now, I knew for a fact that that wasn't true. I knew that for a fact. Before I click on the video, I knew that that wasn't true because I had already was able to, by way of somebody else, track him down overseas in jail somewhere. So I knew for a fact that wasn't true. But even in her headline, it was Diddy victim / accuser found, and I'm just paraphrasing, found dead, woo, 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 woo. And so I'm thinking in my head, there's no, and I'm saying, tens of thousands of people. I'm like, there's no way she's telling these people that. And I didn't even watch it live, but I did decide to go back and see what she said. And I'm not gonna lie, I went 40 minutes into that video and she still hadn't said the man wasn't dead. Now, I had heard somebody else told me that at the end she said he wasn't dead. But at that moment, her integrity was in question for me. So at that moment, I continued to fall back from Tisa because I was like, dang, you clickbaited the fuck out of me. Or you could have clickbaited the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I stopped messing with her a long time ago because I knew she was a liar. It's just, discernment. She's a liar. But notice how none of the other YouTubers invited her out. I mean, Mims, Armand, Lori, whatever her name is, all of them, Meek at Night, all of them have been out to dinner and, camaraderie and everything. Even Lovely T, they went out to dinner. None of them, they've been avoiding her. I've been watching this. I've been watching all the footage down there on everybody's channel, even Unk's channel. None of them have, been friendly. They'll say hi, whatever. Oh, hi. But they don't mess with her. And that's strange.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning more about Tisa today than I ever knew before. Trey says it makes sense for Gene, but he used to be a probation officer. But what's Tisha connection? Well, you got to understand. Put yourself in the mind of the enemy. If he's trying to take down a culture, he's got to come from within the inside. So he's not going to go and get somebody random. Well, he is going to get somebody random, but somebody who's more likely that you won't suspect. So let's just say, for all intents and purposes of me explaining, Tisa is a Fed. I don't know if she's a Fed. I ain't gonna say I don't think. I don't know if she's a Fed, so I'm not saying that. But if she were a Fed, she'd be a perfect Fed. Her husband is in pop culture. If it is true that she's married to an NFL player, he has a direct connection to pop culture. All she has to do is make the YouTube channel. The YouTube page blew up. Now, when I found her, she was already hundreds of thousands in. So I don't know anything before that. But it would make sense that her YouTube page blow up. And if she's getting information early, that she would be able to break this stuff and have this stuff and be like, yo, this, that, and the third. Now, I don't know. This is just me making up theories and guesstimating, but take it with a grain of salt if you choose. But I will say, as a YouTuber, as a content creator who's been around other YouTubers and content creators, who's spoken with big YouTubers and content creators, it's fishy. It is fishy. If I'm being completely honest, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you the part that's super fishy for me as a content creator. The part that's super fishy for me as a content creator, what was that timestamp was? Wasn't it like, well, it was that part when she was behind the barricades. The part where her simply behind the barricades by herself and nobody else can get back there. As a content creator, you know somebody. Or at least something in the milk ain't clean. If it makes sense. K-Ben, you can, is your mic unmuted, K-Ben?
Yes.
Hey, that was you just talking, right, K-Ben?
No.
No, hey, what's your perspective? I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't really follow Tisa too much because she had gotten caught up with some lies. Some other there were some other stories that she was caught up in, and they said that because it was said that she didn't live in the country, that she lived outside the country. That's what I was told once, and that's why she doesn't get, because she doesn't live in the United States. But what you said about being behind that barricade is exactly Armand. He was not trying to be too messy, but when Ratchet was going off, he was walking away saying, that does make sense. Why would you be behind a barricade? And like I said, I'm from New York, and if the courthouse, no, you have to have some kind of connection to be barricaded like that. There's some connection somewhere, but then when she first got there, she didn't have that privilege. Seemed like that privilege came later on, because when she was doing her lives before, she wasn't behind those barricades, but now she is. So, either way, I'm gonna land my plane and it's like, I think that you were 100% right when you said that this was just a humiliation thing. They weren't really looking for him to do too much time. They wanted to humiliate him in front of his family, in front of the world. And I don't know how effective it is yet. I don't know how much he's really going to be canceled just by the reactions that I'm seeing today. Because it seems like I see so many people today like, free Puffy, but these weren't the people that, they weren't saying this prior. But now it's like, free him, free him. So it's very interesting. It would be very interesting to see exactly if he comes back. And I personally think he actually can. And I'm saying that due to the reaction that I'm seeing today. It's something else. And you said this, you had said this once, Vu. You were like, if anyone wants to kind of jump into the YouTube game, or you want to try to do your thing, now's your chance. Jump in, go down here. And you know what? I actually listened to you. And I went down there a couple times, and I couldn't do it. And it's because the energy, it is like you could cut it with a knife. And when I saw that woman heckling Armand, I was actually there the day when that woman was heckling him. And I was like, you know what? This isn't for me. I see what Vu is saying, but this isn't me. I got to find another way to come in this game, because this right here.
But listen, you don't have to come in doing that type of commentary. You don't have to go anywhere. You can sit from the comfort of your home like Tasha K for the most part, or Lovely T, and get millions of followers. This is a different level of content creating right here. I'm the kind of content creator would rather be at home. If I'm a travel, it's gonna be on a travel type of page where I'm doing like travel stuff and we learning about new places. But as far as me going sit outside of a trial, never happened.
Yeah.
So I knew I didn't want to go down there. And when you said the energy, I already know what that energy is like. Because I know too many people, too many negative and positive energies all corralled in the same place. I ain't want no parts. I've been drinking my water. I'm losing weight, girl. And I'm dyeing my hair back black, girl. I've been doing good. I don't want that. I don't want no parts of that. I'm gonna just be over here and talk with y'all.
I'm gonna end right here. I just want to say that I like your blonde hair, but the black hair looks amazing on you. It just really brings out your features. The first day I saw it when it was short, but girl, I know what you're talking about when you say you felt your fingers stuck in electric. When I wear my natural hair, you go out looking one way, and when you come back home, you cannot believe what you see.
Yeah.
So yes, the natural. You know what I mean? It's a journey, and it's taking its thing. But like that black hair, like it just brought out your features. It looks really good on you. You're doing your big one. Good job with everything.
Aww.
Thanks, chat. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.
Oh, in my Diddy voice. Thank you.
All right, Boo.
They say that's what Diddy was turning around every day to the crowd doing like this. But listen, this is unfortunate. I will say this. When it comes to the Ratchet TV and Tisa Tells, even though I feel like Tisa be lying, I still don't think Tisa should have been yelled at and dealt with like that. I don't condone that part because she's still a woman. But they saying now Tisa is a tether. She ain't even American. And look at Emily being messy. Is this the part on Armand's live where Emily being messy again? Y'all better stay away from Emily.
Say, I thought more people would be in them because they handed out to all of us.
Let me back up because I know you're saying I'm messy.
I will say this, and I can't tell you all the whole, but we have some tea that is really why we didn't want it to go the other way.
Wait, what's the tea?
I can't say it.
Okay.
Maybe I can say it tomorrow. Right
well,
now,
the verdict is in.
Sylvia, you know the tea.
Uh-oh.
This is inside information.
You got your free Diddy shirt on?
You told me to put it on. You know you want to put it on. People are like, what does that say? I thought more people would be in them because they handed out to all of us. I can't give it to no. Where is she?
What's happening?
We got a team love shit on our mom. Justice was
Yes.
It happened right
Wait, what's
after
coming
this.
on
Thank
over
you,
here?
FNAF. Thank you,
Girl, I gotta go
FNAF.
back. I don't know. I just got Cassie's lawyer back here. He snuck out to the back.
It was such a fucking nightmare. They were all horrible, horrible. Really.
Listen, when clear people be mad about stuff that really don't affect them, that's the funniest. You heard that clear woman? It's just so fucking upset. I mean, I'm just so fucking upset. You don't understand. Like, bitch, what this got to do with you? Get your pale ass in the house. Pancake?
Jesus. I'm like, this is why I don't go live at the courthouse show, because I'll be trying to work and I just be like, girl, give me a second. So the prosecution probably won't come out. Diddy's team is probably going to come out through the front. Because the Cassie lawyer snuck out through this way. But so I just got him on. Oh, here he go. Look, look at Ratchet.
This the part.
They lied to y'all. Everybody lied to y'all. They lied to y'all.
Who lied?
We watching them. They lied. They tried to control the narrative with the media. They tried.
All right, so you might be asking, are we entering a...
Woo-wee. This media game. This is what I'm talking about. If I'm a regular content creator and I'm rubbing shoulders on the outside the street with somebody like Armand Wiggins and Lovely T, but I see Tisa Tales barricaded behind somewhere on a public property with a police, she a fed to me. Because I know as a content creator what my reach is. And I know that if Lovely T or somebody like her don't have more of a reach, then nobody should. So if Lovely T ain't barricaded behind nowheres with no police waiting for her, then this is probably something that we can't really put our finger on. That's probably something we need to think about. As a content creator, outside of this other stuff, this is very suspect. Outside the security guard, how a man bought a security, I'm cool with that. But how does she get this? This looks very Fed-ish as a content creator. As a content creator, this is very, somebody in high places, and you ain't who you say you is. But y'all got to be careful on this here internet and on this YouTube. Most of these people ain't who they say they is.
And they lied. Diddy is coming home. They lied to y'all. They lied to y'all. Tisa tell them how you lied to them about the prosecution. How you lied to them about the prosecution.
Oh my God.
Let's tell the truth. Tell them the truth. What happened to the RICO? What happened to the RICO? Tisa telling lies.
Oh my God. Girl. These people crazy. Yo. Why are they doing this? Why is he doing this? He is so stupid, yo. Oh. Girl, he is dumb. Like, if these people get out here and they just start acting an ass. Oh, my God. That's why I be everywhere. You got to move quick. You got to move quick because you never know. Oh, God. You talk about look at me. Girl, I'm all over the place.
I see why Armand pacing up and down that courthouse. Because guess what? I be pacing too. You bitches ain't going to catch me and cuss me out, bitch. You're going to have to follow me down the street. Say what I said. Bitch, please. You ain't going to sit up here and have me stationary while you curse me out and have your fans on your page and your followers on your page dragging me saying, look at her ugly ass. No, bitch. You going to have to run behind me, bitch. I'm with Armand, bitch. You going to have to follow me, camera. Say what I said. You ain't going to get no easy read off of me.
It's a lot going on. I'm all over the place. I don't know, but I'm going to be back.
Mine from Cali,
God.
I think.
Oh, shit, that ain't about to go. Oh my God. They about to come over here and start fucking with this lady. Oh my God. They about to come over here and start fucking with this lady. They about to come over here and start fucking with this lady. They look. They oh my they about to come over here and start fucking with this lady. Look, she running, look. Look at
Girl, look at Ratchet TV.
Look.
Platform to gain more followers and money. You lied to your whole platform.
Look.
Girl, look at Queen. Go ahead on Queen.
To gain money.
Go ahead on Queen.
Service their money back for the lies you told.
Oh my God.
What would you say to somebody that hasn't tried therapy before?
Now, Queen is me. While these niggas beefing, let me set up my tripod and go live. Bitch, please. Queen is me. Let me set up this here tripod in case these niggas get the swinging. You get it? Shout out to Queen. Queen know what's up. Queen is on it. She is tapped in. Queen is already in. She know exactly what to do. While Armand is getting a cackle, Queen is getting content, as she should. Shout out to Queen, because that's me. Go set up the camera and see what's going on. Go set up the camera to see what happened. Even if I have to go back and watch it later to see what I missed, go set it up. Shout out to Queen, as she should. Girl, this is so messy. Now, I would be down there for this. This part, I'm here for. I'm here for this part.
Ciao.
Come on, Queen. Look at Queen. Look at Queen, bitch. Please.
Bro, me, bro? You think I'm broke?
Oh,
Armand.
Look at Queen. I know she messy. Queen, I don't know if you Queen. I know you is messy. Look at Queen. Say, what she called you a broke bitch? What? Oh, no, in a bitch ass nigga. He did what? That's what she said. That's me. Me and Queen, we here. I knew it. I knew when I first seen it on YouTube, we was the same. My girl said, she called you a what? That's how you instigated.
You ain't gonna put a finger on me. I'm not touching nobody. I'm not in harmless. I'm not even looking 6 feet. You're a liar. You are a liar, Tisha.
What?
Liar, Tisha. They told us that yesterday. Is a liar.
They saying that Tisa said, they saying that.
And she's working for the prosecution. And she was paid by the prosecution. She's a federal informant, and she was paid by the prosecution.
You better say allegedly. He better say, I heard, rumor has it, or allegedly, because that could negatively affect her platform, which means she could sue him and take him for everything that he has. He got to be careful. He got to start saying allegedly, I heard, they said, whatever he got to say, but he can't make these statements emphatically like it's coming from him.
Oh, my God.
You don't want to say week, but 8 weeks, we don't give a damn about that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
And the lies you told. You gained your momentum off the lies you told on P. Diddy. Now go back and apologize to her family for lying.
She also lied on Jonathan Majors
and she's Willa Robinson.
She hates black men.
She hates black people.
And look at all the cameras. This is very uncomfortable for her. It's a lot going on. And and I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing you the news. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you guys wanted me to do.
Oh, Tisa been messing with Queen first.
They said, why is she behind the fence, girl? You better act. You see, I'm not gonna say nothing. But girl,
all some damn lies you told.
You know what it gives, girl. When certain people have privileges, that's just what it gives. But I ain't no hater. No tea. But girl, certain people can just do certain things and other people can't. It's no shade. But I ain't impressed. I'm just here.
Cassie, I had to do it, Mom.
You had to do that? It was eating at you.
Now, if a nigga was out here doing all that lying, I'd be doing the same thing to him. Who else was lying? Point me in the direction of another lie.
for people who don't understand what's happening right now, Tisa Tells apparently, allegedly, had been, I guess, having her followers thinking that for sure Diddy was going to be guilty of this RICO. And now that it comes down to it, turns out that he's not guilty. And Ratchet TV, who's another YouTuber, basically goes to confront Tisa by basically saying, you lied to the people, you promised them a RICO, you said that they were going to have this, that, and the third, and none of those things are happening, okay? So that's him going back and forth with Tisa. But let's be clear, if you guys are unfamiliar with the media, then I understand why you don't see why this is par for the course. See, in the media, as a media personality, it gets way worse than this. This is like a Monday morning, right? Him heckling Tisa, saying, oh, you lied to the people, you made a lot of money. Those are valid points. I don't know if it's true, but they're valid points if they are true. And as a content creator, if he feels like Tisa had been spreading lies, making a lot of money, gaining a lot of followers, misleading the people, I don't think that he's wrong for expressing that. I don't think that he should attack her, but I also don't think that he's wrong for expressing you misleading the people. So that's where we at with this Ratchet TV Did Not stuff.
Now,
Chief
hey,
Jonesy, if
can
you
I?
on here?
My signal was messing up last time I'm on here, but it's the juice for me. But how everybody
What's up,
doing? But
boo?
what I can say and what I done experienced and seen happen in real time is the situation with Tisa Tales and Queen Amadaya. Straight off the front. And the first kind of gripe was Tisa was kind of hijacking stories that the Queen would break based on her having a larger profile and following. So she was kind of hijacking the hot topics, quote unquote, that, you know what I'm saying, Queen Amadar Shakur was coming, you know what I'm saying? We heard it there first, basically, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, to keep it short. But yeah, so that's why I think, I don't know if the Ratchet TV follows the Queen, or I don't know what their association is on Facebook, but the Queen's nickname for Tisa Tales is Wig. So that's what she refers to her as on her platform when she chooses,
As
you know,
weed?
said to wig. So when he said when he was saying snatch that wig off, yeah, I don't know if that has anything to connection, but the Queen been calling her wig, actually
Oh,
wig number
wig.
2.
Gotcha.
Wig, yeah. So that I don't know if he got that kind of, you know what I'm saying, talking point, or, you know what I'm saying, right there from that. But when Queen Amadai was kind of instigating, because she know it's stuff that she want to say to TC Tales, that she rather have a kind of hands-off approach, you know what I'm saying? Take that proxy strategy kind of situation. That's what I see, you know what I'm saying, the Queen kind of just existing in, you know what I'm saying? But because she wants to really give her the business, but she knows it's a time and a place, you know what I'm saying, for everything. So just because this is a common, you see what I'm saying, the Queen, you know what I'm saying, just handled it in that manner. So she's basically substantiated because she got her own facts with Tisa. But I would concur, because media has that little barricade, like real actual media be behind them barricades during certain coverage
Right.
situations. So with everybody else, it's supposed to be an open, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what you were saying about the reach, that hit right there, because I'm like, yeah, that does make it look a little different. You ain't got a, you know what I'm saying, a tassel to make it, you know what I'm saying, official, but you in a official capacity. So let's stop playing. And what you be saying in the lies and the false stories, or, you know what I'm saying, that I've witnessed that too. So like, so it's sus. It's suspicious. But
Wow,
that's all
that's
I got.
crazy. I hadn't been paying attention to that side of YouTube, but thank you so much, Chief. You've shed a lot of light. Thank you so much, Chief. I appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. But this is the media. This is how it goes. And unfortunately, Tisa isn't the only content creator who makes a lot of money and get real big off of spreading lies. If she's lying, I think she be lying, but I don't watch enough of her content to say for sure. But what I did watch, I saw some lies that I didn't too particularly like. But the back and forth between her and Ratchet, that's normal. That's how it goes. I know he's a man and it looks bad, but as long as he ain't put his hands on her, it's unfortunate, and I wouldn't suggest it, but it is what it is. That's media. That's media. But as a content creator, she's very suspicious. Okay, very, very suspicious. Miss Parker.
Hey, sister.
What's up, boo?
Nothing, girl. Sitting up here, listen. I am so happy that Diddy got found not guilty on half of them charges. You know, I've been yelling in the background, free Diddy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with you. He need to go to jail for what he did, but this one that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I like that. I like the fact that I like the fact that he was found not guilty on the RICO and the charges that could have put him in jail for life. But I don't know. I wish he would have got out today. You know what I'm saying? With Cassie writing the judge a letter talking about she in fear and all of that stuff, that clear sympathy stuff that I don't like that, because that man should have been able to come home. He been in there for a while. Like, he should have been able to come home, and I really feel like he get time served on a lot of that, on the charges he was found guilty of. I'm praying that he get found time served with the sentencing, and they let this man out, because I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Diddy to drag Meek Mills and Jay-Z and everybody that turned their bike on him. I cannot wait for Diddy to get out and start dragging, baby. This gonna give me life right here. I cannot wait for this part. This gonna be my favorite part of everything. I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
Now, Voodoo, let me see, because we got off track of my original point that I came on to talk about that and talk about the Queen situation. That's because that just happened in real time. But what I was going to say about the Diddy situation is, I think, this is my theory, I think that the prosecution and the government overcharged Diddy on purpose to show Diddy what they can do, and then the proven part, you know what I'm saying, we can fill in though if we want to, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Sir. So I think this was a big super humiliation ritual just to, you know what I'm saying, to let in like a trial run. So like, get out of line again in the capacity, you know what I'm saying, that you did with everything that we letting you know what I'm saying, get away, you know what I'm saying, and do what you do. Like do it again. Like that's what I see this situation as. Because if they're not trying to get him, if y'all gonna charge Rico, y'all wouldn't even until y'all had everything that was, you know what I'm saying. So that part about the feds, that's absolutely right. There's no way. Like I said, but these other entities that he involved with and kind of crossing, you don't know they connection in the background, family ties, you know what I'm saying? So they want to get you. They got the, you know what I'm saying, the reach that you talk about, and you won't know where, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it'll happen just like it did now. They'll be in there search and pulled up everything that, you know what I'm saying, and just to let you know what I'm saying, this is what, you see what I'm saying, can't happen. So yeah. So I think they overcharged on purpose to not get the, you know what I'm saying, they know the stuff with the jury and all that and the swing, and they know all that, all the aspects. So I think they overcharged on purpose just to, you know what I'm, give him one of them, you know what I'm saying, one of them cards. Like, sir, we will drag you through this system, you know what I'm saying, even though, you know, so we might not be able to prove it, or it might, you know, all that. They know that, but they'll put you through just because. And so Diddy, you know what I'm saying, you better go get a Diddy land somewhere on private property, you know what I'm saying? Just invite motherfuckers over. But yeah, that's that right there.
I agree with you. I think that this was all a big distraction. It was all a big ploy for something bigger, something worse. I think that the trial that we saw was just what we saw, but I think it's deeper than that. So I agree with you. You're absolutely right. In my opinion, I agree. Yeah.
And
Diddy
also, boo, I'm gonna say this. I've been following this case. So when they all go on these breaks and they was all outside going live, I was watching Tisha. That girl literally was saying that, okay, so they already got the RICO. So they confirmed that he did the RICO. She was literally saying he's going to get convicted on the RICO. They have already proven the RICO. Like, people gotta stop acting like that girl wasn't saying that. She was.
That she was already saying that it was a RICO?
Yeah, she was saying that they already proved the RICO. Now it's on the other charges. That girl been yelling, Diddy already guilty on the RICO. Like, she was yelling that. You know what I'm saying? This is why they was dragging everybody today. Everybody that was saying that they already proved the RICO, because I love him on, but I heard him say that they already proved the RICO. I heard Neek say that the RICO has already been proven. Tisha was yelling the RICO has already been proven.
That's true. That's true.
And now these people like, okay, so what happened to this RICO that y'all so claimed that they proved? Yeah, they should have been heckling her. Yeah, she getting just what she deserved. That girl literally go online every day and be lying. She be half telling the truth. She be like manipulating the story to make it seem like it's one way when really it's not. No, I listen, I'm all for that man dragging her. he shouldn't be the only one dragging her. That lady did say that. She said she literally was yelling, they proved the RICO. Because I kept saying, where? Like
well, maybe she could have been saying that, meaning like she feels like they proved the RICO. Maybe that's what
exactly right.
Maybe she felt like from what she saw from the case, she felt like they proved the RICO.
But you gotta also understand, boo. Like if you're on live and you got 5,000 people in your live listening to you, and you're the one in the courtroom. You're in the courtroom. We're not. We're only going by what you're telling us, and you're telling us that this has been proven. You're telling us that okay, he is guilty on this one. This one has been rock solid guilty. He did this. We are only listening to what you're saying. So you can't get mad that people are looking at her crazy now.
And Ms. Parker has a point, and let me tell you why. First of all, anybody who goes to the trial is going to have way more credibility than somebody like me sitting at home. As a content creator and as a consumer, I would rather hear from Armand, who's down at the trial, than to hear from me, who's at home giving my opinion. As a consumer, take me out as a content creator. So when these people go down to the trials and they make certain statements, people do think that word is bond because they would know better. Let's hear this press conference really quickly. Hold on.
Us, myself and everybody here, this incredible dream team that he put together. Without him, we would not have been able to do this. He is incredible, and I want to thank him. I want to thank the jury for putting such great care into this case. They came early every single day, and I want to thank them, as I said in my opening, standing between all of us and the drastic consequences of the criminal convictions of sex trafficking, and RICO is a jury of our peers. And I thank them. I want to thank the judge, and I want to thank, despite the terrible conditions at the MDC, I want to thank the good people who worked there, who ensured that we had sufficient amount of time to prepare for trial. It is extremely difficult to prepare for a federal case in the conditions at the MDC, and they did everything they could to make that happen. I want to thank them. I also have been saying this since the beginning of this case. Sean Combs has not sexually assaulted anybody. I've been saying this for months. We've said it with each lawsuit that came out, and today that was proven true. The media got it wrong about Sean Combs every single day for nearly 2 years. I ask that for every time you guys see a civil lawsuit, criminal complaints or criminal indictments, you actually take a look and analyze these and see whether or not these are actually going to stand up in a court of law, because today they did not. He has not sexually assaulted anybody, certainly hasn't sex trafficked anybody, and the jury found that today. Thank you. I am now going to pass this over to Mr. Steele.
Good evening. Good evening. I want to thank the ladies and gentlemen to my right and my left. There is not a better group of honest and ethical, hardworking, and zealous lawyers, and I especially wish to thank Mark and Tenny for allowing me and everyone else to come together. On behalf of my family, myself, I wish to thank you all for being here and writing truthfully about a man wrongly charged with most of the crimes, and that we all must remember that allegations are nothing. And I'd like to thank Sean for letting me be here. Thank you all. God bless you.
That was Diddy Lawyers. And remember, Brian Steele is 2-0. He got the YSL trial and now the Diddy trial.
Thankfully, in our country, we have a right to a jury trial. And thankfully, Mr. Combs took that right. He actually battled for his freedom, for his innocence. He did it. And a lot of times, people are too afraid to do it. And he did it, and we're so happy that he did. We're proud of him. We are completely honored that he put his faith and his trust in us to fight for him. Today is a major win to show what the system can do. We appreciate and we're so thankful to the jury. Thank you to the court. Thank you, New York. It's been a pleasure being here and fighting in your district. Thank you so much. And listen, we appreciate the media. We do. There was a lot of reporting on the accusations. There was a lot of reporting on the indictment. Please report just as vigorously on the acquittal of these counts, please, because that's also the right thing to do. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, first of all, I want to thank this wonderful team behind me. I am so happy that they allowed me to join it. I would like to say that I've done a lot of trials, but this is probably the most special one to me. And most important, I want everyone to know the job is not done yet. We're not finished. The job is not done yet. And so I want to, again, thank Mark, Tenny, and the rest of these wonderful lawyers behind us. They did a fantastic job. And like those before me have said, our system, the jury system, is important. We need good people to serve on juries. We need good people to come and say a person is not guilty. Take that courage to do that. It's okay. We want you to serve on juries. This particular jury was a special jury. It was fantastic. It listened. It paid attention. It put the nonsense to the side. It put the distraction to the side and came to a lawfully good, just conclusion. Juries are important. Juries are important. But more important than that, I think, is people wanting to be on juries. So for all of you all listening, for all you out there in the public, please accept the call, become a juror, and do the right thing. Thank you very much.
You sure?
Yeah.
It is such a privilege to.
Dave's field communications are all over the place. Connect Team's team management app puts it all in one place. While Dave's on
Sean Combs. And this is a reminder to everyone, I hope, about the flaws in the criminal justice system and for everyone to take a second look when the government charges people with crimes, and especially when the Southern District of New York does here. And so I hope everyone takes that seriously. And we take this as an enormous victory and win. This is a huge win. He was acquitted of sex trafficking, acquitted of RICO conspiracy, and he will be able to sleep well at night knowing that. Okay, thank you to everyone. I appreciate you.
Jason, guys, can any of you share what you
Awesome. Get up there.
Well, I want to start just by thanking my family and the families of each of the lawyers here for giving us the space and the time to serve Sean and to fight for Sean. I want to thank the court for giving us a fair fight. And you see what happens when you have a good defense team come together in front of a court that gives the defense team a fair fight. And finally, I just want to thank Sean for giving me the honor and the privilege of serving him. Thank you.
I feel like there's not a lot more that I can say because of these wonderful people have really said all there is to say, but I do want to thank Sean for the privilege of this opportunity to help him clear his name after all, with the Southern District coming after him, guns blazing. It really is a testament to the fact that when you get a fair trial and a jury of your peers listens to the evidence, they will do the right thing. And I just want to say again how proud I am to be part of this team and to have helped Sean get a just verdict.
Are you going to appeal the minute? Guys, can anyone share what Mr. Combs wanted to say in court when he raised his hand during the bail hearing?
No.
Can you talk about the bail decision and the judge using defense's own
So
words during trial about violence?
I'm not going to talk about the bail decision because it's still a pending unresolved matter. And I don't think we're going to take any more questions. I want to thank you all. You guys have been so diligent and dedicated. I pass you guys in the rain. I walk by you in the sun,
and you're all out here every day. And I just want to thank you. But I don't think we're going to take any questions.
Mr. Combs got acquittal of the major charges. Maybe thought he could go home tonight, and then was told he couldn't.
So a lot of these things are still in process. I mean, the one thing I'm going to leave you with this: we are not nearly done fighting. We are just getting started. To win this and to defeat the prosecutors from the Southern District of New York takes effort from beginning to end. Today was a major, major step in the right direction, but we fight on, and we're going to win, and we're not going to stop until he walks out of prison a free man to his family. Thank you all for coming.
There you go. So it's a lot going on. Diddy denied bail. He's staying tonight. They say they still fighting. It's a lot going on. Judge Mathis has chimed in, and this is what he had to say about the verdict. Let's hear what Judge Mathis had to say. Now, remember, Judge Mathis said he would find him guilty. But the way the question was posed to him, he didn't have all the question or all the facts pertaining to the case. But now he's saying that it's unfair that Diddy's not getting bail. Let's get into it.
By now, you know that Sean Diddy Combs has been convicted of interstate transportation of prostitutes, two counts, and has been denied bail. Although I really am concerned about the assaults against the women, particularly disrespecting Black women as such, we must go with what he has been convicted of and respect the jury. And as I had predicted, he should be convicted after hearing and closing arguments of only the 2 counts of interstate transportation of prostitutes. We'll see in the future. Listen to us this next week on the Mathis verdict, as we'll talk about the entire case and the sentencing guideline for first.
Oh, he promoting. He wants you to come to his podcast. But yeah, he basically saying that he was found guilty on 2 charges. He probably should have got bond. And honestly, the average person would have. But it's Diddy. What?
Sister, run that bike. What he said, Black women. What a Black women was.
He was saying that, I know, and he was saying protecting Black women, but I think, again, people who are ignorant to the knowledge of race and who they are, they think that anybody with any level of melanin is one of us. And that's just not the truth. So I got the official word, y'all. The trial date for Diddy's sentencing is October 3rd, 2025. We will definitely be here for this. According to the lawyers, they say they planning to appeal or at least get an earlier court date than October, meaning they want him home earlier than not. But as it stands today, 7 o'clock, my time Eastern, he will have a court date as of October 3rd, 2025. That's when they'll figure it out. Hold on one second. And then I want to show y'all something else too. Because now all the celebrities are starting to speak out. And I told you they would. Even if they speaking out negatively, they're doing it because now it's safe to do so. Just like they started speaking out before when they thought it was safe to do so. That's how this thing goes. People are fake. I hope you guys are paying attention to this because this is bigger than Diddy. You're going to come across people like this in your life all the time. And these folks going to act like they your friend. They cool with you, woo, woo, woo. But you're going to start to notice that as soon as the masses are against you, so are they. And as soon as the masses want to be your friend again, then they back. They back. Now here comes Tiny. Now we all know Tiny and her husband was allegedly, they were accused of allegedly T.I. putting his size 6.5 boy shoe in some girl's cootie cat, okay? They said Tiny was just as horrible of a man or of a person, as the diddler. But here she come. Look at Tiny. Talking about we getting arrested for being freaky. Girl, please, Tiny, you better tread light for the people really start crawling out the woodwork on you and tippy tip. So it says, Tiny says people want to charge you so bad for being a freak or being freaky as Kim Porter's best friend praises God for the outcome of Diddy's trial. I didn't know Tiny was Kim Porter's best friend, but they both from Georgia, so it would make sense, okay?
Outcome of Diddy's trial.
I gotta turn you down. I gotta turn you down, Miss Parker. I hear you in the background. I gotta turn you down. So, okay. So the post says basically, praise God, opinions, we are all entitled to them. Mistakes, we all make them. Judgment, we all do it. Gossip we are all guilty of. God's will is higher than any purpose, option, or judgment or gossip. If this is God's will for Puff or Diddy, then that's his will. In the end, what we think does not compare to his will. Who are we to judge? That's God's job. It's all in his hands. You never know. Hashtag selling the world. Hashtag read your Bible. And then it has heart, hands, or some type of praying stuff. And it says my opinion. And look at Tiny, I'm sorry. Yeah, people want to charge you so bad for being freaky. It's nasty work. Tiny, if I was you, I would shut my little Oompa Loompa looking ass up, bitch. Because the way them hoes was crawling out the woodwork, talking about how you and Tip was over there picking out hoes in the club, how all the hoes down the Magic City and all them other places was talking about how you and Tip come in and the hoes already know that y'all coming in choosing, buying coochie and signing NDAs. Girl, if you don't shut the entire mup up, Tiny, this is not the time. You should have been the last one to open your mouth. As a matter of fact, I hope them hoes come back. I hope some new hoes come. As a matter of fact, I hope some new hoes come with new evidence and you and your man be sitting up there biting your fingers, hoping nobody don't take your duck ass to jail. Shut your ugly ass up. Shut up.
Dude, Voodoo, can I throw the universe was just dealing with me right quick. He was like, how easy would it be for somebody to just threw up that the little Tisa could be a tether, which means she's a foreigner. How easy would it be for her to fly under the radar and become a foreign, agent or asset? I could actually like now looking at everything in, hindsight with the process that it takes to do that, and then being that agent is what's going to give you that push in the algorithm for whatever reason. So more and more, and then with the wig situation, which means that you're trying to alter your appearance, allegedly. It all, that what we see could be a whole disguise of, makeup and you can be a whole different person. So it could that could be a situation. Then I look back like some of these content creators just period could be, performing, those positions. You see what I'm saying? So that's not out of the realm of possibilities. She got a pretty little cute little face. So that's why she don't get, she doesn't get the whatever. She's, in that spectrum. So like I said, she would get a pass. Like she's almost like a Cassie. Kind of. So like, I just was getting dealt with that with the universe. Like, yeah, that could definitely be it. So that like you should be watching, who stuff you following, because in media, those are also considered agents, to skew and spin certain, stories or narratives. So I'm just looking everything of, extrapolating it out. But yeah, she definitely, now that I look back, she definitely could be one of those in plain sight.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you so much. I just feel like y'all are gonna listen. If you guys start paying attention, y'all are gonna start to see a whole bunch of people start popping out of the woodworks with opinions on what this whole case was about. None of them had nothing to say before, but now a whole bunch of celebrities about to start coming out. They all fake. As it pertains to the Tisa Tell situation, I don't know if Tisa is a fed. If I gotta be honest, do she give me fed teas? Abso-freaking-lutely. But I don't know if she's a fed, so don't get me the line on you. I don't want it. It ain't no we hate Tisa because I don't watch her enough to hate her. I don't hate her, but I was talking about the situation that happened down to the courthouse earlier. And as a content creator and a person in, I guess, somewhat in the media, I would say that I would be suspicious of Tisa if I were there as well. But that still doesn't mean that what they're saying about Tisa is right, okay? Everybody has their own cup of tea of who they like. Everybody like who they like. Everybody hate who they hate. And it's cool. It just is what it is. We gonna like people. So everybody not gonna like everybody. It just is what it is. Miss Parker, before we get off here, you got something else to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I just wish people would have covered the trial more fair, right? With impartial. Like, I think Amon did a good job, even though some days he swayed from one side to the next, but that's normal, right? But I think that they should have really like tried to be very impartial. Like, just take yourself out of it, because you have nothing to do with this case. It has nothing to do with you personally. So if you're gonna cover something, if you're gonna be a journalist, you have to be fair. You have to split the baby right down the middle. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta call it what it is. And I think for some of them, they was a little biased. It could be from their past, because whatever we do, wherever we go, we bring our past experience with us, whether we want to admit it or not. You know what I'm saying? So we bring our past with us, like you were saying earlier. If you haven't healed from your trauma, then of course you're reacting with the trauma response. Because I used to be in all of their lives, and I can see it. I can see the comments. I can see what they saying. I can see what they saying right now. Y'all better tread light in this chat. Don't play with me. But they
girl,
a lot of people, they brought their personal emotions to this trial, which they should have stayed out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like these women wasn't being compensated. Cassie walked away with $30 million. Some of us ain't gonna never see $30 million. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people got STIs and everything else, and they didn't get compensated for getting that STI. They didn't get any money for that. Not only did Cassie walk away, yes, she walked away with an STI, but Cassie walked away with $30 million. She has a husband and 3 kids. Why? I don't feel sorry for this 304. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? And the other one, she's still getting her bills paid by Diddy. And if Diddy wanted to wipe her right now, she'll be okay with it. Like, I just think that people gotta stop looking at stuff for what they want it to be. And we really, literally, we gotta look at it for what it is. These are 304s that was okay with being 304s. And then when it didn't go the way that they wanted to be, now that they're a victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got 3 sons. I would hate for one of my sons' baby mamas or girlfriends to say, now that my son don't want to wife you or be with you, now all of a sudden he trafficking you and he doing other stuff to you. But they don't look at it. They don't look at it like that. Only for the simple fact it's not their kid and it's not them. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I've been yelling free Diddy from the beginning, sis, and I'm gonna continue to yell free Diddy. I don't care what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, Diddy is guilty of a lot of stuff, but this ain't what he's guilty for. If we're gonna try him, let's try him for the stuff that he really actually did. Don't try him for the stuff that he didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, come for my son. Don't be like Janice Cohn, bitch, with a different wig every day in the courtroom.
Hello.
Supporting my boys. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think people got to learn how to remove their emotions. And like you said, heal from their trauma. I was touched when I was 10 years old, right? Did that, yeah, for 20 years I dealt with that until I decided to get me some help and get healed from it. Once I got healed from it, I moved on, and I can't hold nobody accountable for whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You have to get healed so that you can move on. This ain't that. And Tisha was lying. A lot of them was lying, and that girl still be on there lying. And yeah, I'm with all of that, yelling free Diddy and getting up in her grill and all of that. That lady was walking with Gene Deal. Why is Gene Deal in the courtroom every day like he know what was going on? This man don't know what was going on. I'm tired of him, Jai. It's a couple of them I'm tired of. I can't wait for Diddy to get out. I can't wait for the revenge tour to take place. I can't wait for the dragon to start. Bitch, I'm here for it, bitch. I'm glued in. I'm locked in. I can't wait for all of it. That's me, sis. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
Thank you, sis. Love you.
I love you too.
I'll talk to you later on this evening. I'm gonna call you.
All right.
All right. Now that's my sister. Y'all gonna tread light in the chat behind my sister. And I said what I said. Y'all gonna tread light in this chat behind my sister. What's up? I'm just playing. No, I'm not playing. Tread light behind her, but I'm just playing about all the other stuff. But anyway, you guys, this is just the gist of it. Diddy's been denied bail. He's gonna sit down for a second until we figure out when he's coming home. Diddy, in my opinion, is one of those dudes who get caught on something they didn't do, but they done so much stuff in the past that even if you get caught on this one, it's kind of like, oh, well, you deserve it type tease. But either way, he's found not guilty. They're going to sit down until at least the sentencing hearing, and that's in October 3rd to be exact. But his attorneys are trying to get them to do that at an earlier date so that Diddy can get out, okay? But as of now, the trial is over. As it pertains to these content creators, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I tell y'all every chance I get that these content creators be lying to you. I ain't saying nobody lying because I wasn't watching Tisa during the trial to know that Tisa be lying. I did peek in one time and she was lying. I ain't gonna lie. But as far as the whole trial, I can't tell you Tisa was lying about the trial because I didn't watch her. However, a lot of people are saying things about Tisa. It's a lot of stuff going on in these YouTube streets. The YouTube streets is messy. However, we are outside, and I'm happy for my YouTubers who are happy to be out there and trying to get their little position out here in these streets because I want everybody to win. I don't feel a way about Diddy being stuck in jail, and I don't feel a way about Diddy walking away from being free. I do feel a way about us putting our emotions in check and making sure we do that prior to making harsh, rough decisions because they will definitely come back to haunt us one day. You might not see it now, but by the time it catch you, you won't even realize why it's coming behind you. With that being said, I'm getting up off of here. Diddy's not guilty on the RICO, but guilty on the Mann Act. That's a whole nother live we're going to discuss. Jack Johnson, the Mann Act, and other black men who've been done under the Mann Act. We'll deal with that. But I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning. Basketball wise tomorrow. I'll catch y'all on tomorrow morning for the jokes. And we're going to joke some more. I'm going to be over here being messy, child. Seeing what I can see with the C. Catch y'all tomorrow. Bye. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your wow. Lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.